Chapter 557. Su Mingwei, the game is over. You can go and die now. After forcing out his final trump card, Shi Luo Mo revealed a sinister expression and immediately gave the demonic blood heavenly corpse a must-kill order. He then launched a fierce attack at Yi Chenfeng. Boom! Yi Chenfeng's fist that was filled with 5 million kilograms of force clashed with Shi Luo Mo's steel claw. Instantly, there was a surge of energy ripples that surged in midair. The demonic blood heavenly corpse was refined by Taoist Sanshi over hundreds of years. He spent a lot of effort and fused with a large number of heaven and earth spiritual items. He had immense strength and was valiant in battle. After clashing with Yi Chenfeng's punch with 5 million kilograms of force, his muscular body merely trembled a little. However, Yi Chenfeng was forced to take 3 steps back by the demonic blood heavenly corpse's explosive force. His arm felt a trace of numbness. Demonic blood heavenly corpse, continue attacking and tear him apart. Seeing that Yi Chenfeng was forced back by the demonic blood heavenly corpse, the slightly pale Shi Luo Mo revealed a sinister expression. He continued to give orders to the demonic blood heavenly corpse to kill Yi Chenfeng with all his might. As he approached Yi Chenfeng, the demonic blood heavenly corpse's fingertip flashed with a bright light. A 9 feet 9 inches long dragon head saber that weighed over 5,000 kilograms appeared in his hand. He slashed at Yi Chenfeng with a heaven-splitting momentum. Xian Ming Extreme Dao. As the demonic blood heavenly corpse slashed with the dragon head saber, Yi Chenfeng's body once again released the illusion Dao pattern and fire Dao pattern. They transformed into the Xian Ming Extreme Dao and blasted forward. Boom! After receiving the attack of the Xian Ming Extreme Dao, the dragon head saber was forcefully repelled. The terrifying Xian Ming Extreme Dao slammed heavily on the demonic blood heavenly corpse's body, forcing it to retreat and injuring its body. Shape-shifting phantom. In the next moment, there was a flash of light under Yi Chenfeng's feet. He drew out 9 afterimages and appeared in front of Shi Luo Mo before the demonic blood heavenly corpse could stabilize its body. As Yi Chenfeng approached, Shi Luo Mo didn't hesitate to thrust his corpse king spear. It tore through the air and let out an ear-piercing metallic sound as it stabbed at Yi Chenfeng's chest. Not good. Luo Mo, Taoist 3 corpses, who was extremely experienced in battle, was shocked when he saw that the corpse Luo demon chose to attack instead of dodge. Xian Ming Extreme Dao. Facing Shi Luo Mo's corpse king spear, Yi Chenfeng revealed a cold smile. He once again executed the profound underworld extreme way. The dragon-like Xian Qi destroyed the corpse king spear and smashed into Shi Luo Mo, who couldn't dodge in time. It shattered his defense and sent him flying. And Luo's, he Luo Chen's. And Yi. Luo Luo Luo. Luo 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 was. Luo Luo. Luo. Luo Luo Mo. Luo Luo Mo corpses. With extremes bodies. Luo 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 body 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 body. Luo. Boom. An earth-shattering sound. Luo Luo Mo's head heavily smashed on the hard stage. Immediately, a large amount of blood flowed out from his head and dyed the stage red. Just as the corpse Luo demon, whose head was about to explode and was bleeding non-stop, struggled to get up, Yi Chenfeng dodged the saber attack from the demonic blood heavenly corpse that had leaped into the air. He descended from the sky and ruthlessly stomped on the corpse Luo demon's waist. Crack! Luo Luo Mo's body defense was crushed by Yi Chenfeng's stomp. Luo Luo Mo's waist bones were also crushed by the power from Yi Chenfeng's stomp. Luo Luo Mo let out a beast-like painful roar. The situation is over. Although Luo Luo Mo has a trump card that can reverse the situation, demonic blood heavenly corpse's speed is not fast enough. Moreover, Luo Luo Mo lost the initiative and is heavily injured. I reckon he will be powerless. The experienced demonic Taoist saw the changes in the stage and spoke frankly with assurance. That profound underworld extreme Tao is truly worthy of being the #1 Tao art of the Western continent 60,000 years ago. Its power is truly great. Mo Fengyan nodded and said, however, that Su Mingwei is also not simple. With his rank 2 reverse beast king strength, he is actually able to use profound underworld extreme Tao consecutively. This profound underworld sect has really picked up a treasure. What? Are you interested in that profound underworld extreme Tao? Hearing Mo Fengyan's words, the demonic Taoist, who had a good personal relationship with him, asked, Haha, I don't believe you aren't interested in that profound underworld extreme Tao. Mo Fengyan laughed. It's useless even if I'm interested. That profound underworld extreme Tao is not so easy to cultivate. Otherwise, it wouldn't have disappeared for 60,000 years. The demonic Taoist sighed. While the two were talking, Yi Chunfeng continued to use Shapeshifting Phantom to dodge the demonic blood Heavenly Corpse's attacks while attacking Luo Luo Mo's body, worsening his injuries. If it wasn't for Luo Luo Mo's extremely high cultivation realm and his body's endurance far surpassing ordinary kings, he would have been unable to hold on. No, I won't lose and I can't lose. Luo Luo Mo, who was bleeding non-stop and suffering from severe injuries, couldn't accept this outcome. He wanted to completely ignite his bloodline and blood essence in a final struggle. Illusion Tao intent confusion. Just as Shi Luo Mo was burning his bloodline and blood essence, Yi Chunfeng shot out an illusion Tao pattern from his eyes and injected it into Shi Luo Mo's eyes. It confused Shi Luo Mo's mind and slowed down his reaction. Next, Yi Chunfeng's fist, which was filled with thousands of kilograms of force, struck his chest from below, causing his body to bend into a bow and fly into the air. Large amounts of blood and internal organs sprayed out from his mouth as his entire chest caved in. Stop! Seeing that Luo Luo Mo's life was in danger, Taoist Three Corpse's eyes instantly turned blood red as he roared furiously. However, Yi Chunfeng didn't pay attention to the enraged Taoist Three Corpse. He stepped on the void and shifted, dodging the continuous attacks of the enraged demonic blood Heavenly Corpse. Before Luo Luo Mo's body crashed to the ground, he launched another fatal attack. Luo Luo Mo, everything is over. You can go to hell now. Yi Chunfeng's eyes flashed with killing intent as the illusion Tao pattern and fire Tao pattern gushed out from his body, transforming into a void that was hard to distinguish. Xian Ming Extreme Tao. Yi Chunfeng struck out with both his palms. The Xian Ming Extreme Tao force was like a violent thunderbolt that carried a chilling killing intent as it blasted towards Luo Luo Mo, wanting to kill him in one go. Boom! The Xian Ming Extreme Tao force that distorted the void ruthlessly blasted onto Luo Luo Mo's body and sent him flying. Seeing that Luo Luo Mo's body was about to be destroyed by the Xian Ming Extreme Tao, a black light appeared on his body and protected his vital parts, blocking the destruction of the Xian Ming Extreme Tao force and pulling him back from the gates of hell. A life-saving talisman. Yi Chunfeng's brows twitched slightly as he looked at Luo Luo Mo, who fell at the edge of the martial stage. He was a little surprised that Luo Luo Mo actually had a life-saving talisman that could block the all-out attack of a combat beast sovereign. Luo Luo Mo managed to survive with the help of the life-saving talisman, but he was too severely injured to continue the match. He gritted his teeth and tried his best to crawl out of the martial stage before Yi Chunfeng could continue his attack. He used the most humiliating method to admit defeat. Luo Luo Mo, didn't you suggest a bloody battle to the end? Why did you jump out of the martial stage like a dog? Yi Chunfeng looked at Luo Luo Mo, who was lying outside the martial stage on his last breath. His entire body was dyed red with blood, and he was on his last breath. You! After being questioned by Yi Chunfeng in front of everyone, Luo Luo Mo was so ashamed that he couldn't show his face, but he couldn't retaliate. Sigh, if you are still a man, just kill yourself. Don't live in this world and make a fool of yourself. Looking at Luo Mo, whose chest was violently heaving up and down and whose fingers were deeply inserted into the ground, Yi Chunfeng sighed softly and continued to mock him. Pfft! Sure, Luo Mo, who was on the verge of death and ashamed, was so angry that he coughed up blood. His eyes went black and he fainted on the spot. Mobile reading website, book address. For the convenience of your next reading, you can click on the Save button below to record this reading record. You will be able to see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 558. He won. Mingwei really won. After witnessing the whole process of Yi Chunfeng defeating Shi Luo Mo, Shui Yoruo and Shui Honghen exchanged a glance and saw the shock in each other's eyes. Not only were the two of them stunned by the result, but the experts of the major forces who had been paying attention to the two of them were also stunned. In the previous battle, Shi Luo Mo's strength and trump cards were far superior to Yi Chunfeng's, but Shi Luo Mo was defeated in the end. This made them deeply realize how terrifying Yi Chunfeng was. Half of Dragon Qi body. After defeating Shi Luo Mo, a large amount of Dragon Qi poured into the dragon pattern on Yi Chunfeng's forehead through the stage. In an instant, he condensed half of his Dragon Qi body. Mingwei, good job. You really didn't disappoint me. Under the gazes of many people, when Yi Chunfeng went to the stage, Shui Yoruo, who was so excited that she couldn't speak, hugged his arm tightly and said excitedly, "Sect Master, I've consumed a lot of energy in this battle. Can I go and recuperate first?" Yi Chunfeng pulled away his arm that was tightly squeezed by two soft lumps and deliberately asked weakly, "Mingwei, wait for a while. After the next battle, the group stage will be over. At that time, the 16 of you will advance to the next round and draw lots to determine your opponent." Shui Honghen took out an expensive heaven-ranked spirit pill from his universe ring and gave it to Yi Chunfeng. He told him to consume it to heal his injuries. All right then. Yi Chunfeng felt that there was no problem with the heaven-level soul pellet that Shui Honghen gave him. Yi Chunfeng swallowed it and sat quietly on the stage to recuperate. Soon, the seventh battle began. In the eighth group, the number 1 genius of Black Evil Paradise, Xie Lushao, and Mo Qianxin had a fierce battle that ignited the atmosphere in the arena. The two of them fought fiercely for more than an hour. In the end, Mo Qianxin, who wasn't favored by anyone, defeated Xie Lushao, the seeded contestant, and advanced to the top 16. The Western Devil sect is indeed filled with experts. This Mo Qianxin is so strong. Yi Chunfeng was also captivated by the battle between the two of them. After watching the entire battle, Yi Chunfeng suddenly had a feeling that Mo Qianxin had only used 70% of his strength to defeat Violwillow Boa. Moreover, he hadn't used a single powerful trump card. At this point, all the group matches had ended, and the top 2 of each group advanced to the top 16. Among them, Yi Chunfeng was the one who surprised everyone the most. He was only a level 2 Beast King, yet he was able to suppress a level 5 Beast King. Shi Luo Mo Luqing, the genius of the heavens, was able to obtain first place in the 7th group. As for the 5th group, the number 1 genius of Heavenly Silkworm Ridge, Ziyun, had killed his way out of the encirclement and obtained 2nd place, entering the top 16. This made many people's jaws drop. It could be said that the Dark Nether County was in the limelight because of Yi Chunfeng and Ziyun. This made Shui Yoruo and Qi Tianshui overjoyed and excited. All right, everyone quiet down. Just as the various large powers were discussing the top 16, the black-robed Mo Qianli stepped into the air and spoke in a deep voice. Now that the group matches have ended, we will immediately begin the drawing of lots for the top 8. For the sake of fairness, we will draw lots for the top 8 based on the results of each group. That is to say, the Heaven Group's participants will only be matched against the Earth Group's participants, and the Earth Group's participants can only challenge the Heaven Group's participants. After saying that, 16 black and white balls of light appeared in each of Mo Qianli's hands. They slowly floated in the air. The white balls of light represented the Heaven Group's participants, and the black balls represented the Earth Group's participants. After learning the meaning behind the black and white balls of light, Yi Chunfeng and the others released their soul energy and condensed their soul energy into large hands. In the chaos, they snatched a ball of light and held it in their hands. Kuei, I didn't think my opponent in the top 8 would be her. After the drawing of lots, Yi Chunfeng immediately looked at the mysterious Kuei, who was wearing a black robe and a silver mask. Yi Chunfeng was matched against the powerful Kuei, who lost to Yi Chunfeng in a humiliating manner. Luo Mo, who was ranked second in the group, was even more unlucky. He was matched against the popular champion, the Yu family's genius, Yu Zhongtian, who was a half-step beast emperor. As for Ziyun, he was matched against the innately strong He Shituji, which basically meant that he would stop at the top 16. Alright, the drawing of lots is over. Everyone can go and rest. The top 8 elimination matches will begin tomorrow morning. Mo Qianli announced loudly. Mingwei, Kuei's strength should not be underestimated. Aside from Mo Wang, she has not lost to anyone else. You must give it your all and strive to enter the top 8, Shui Yoro reminded softly as she looked at the silent Yi Chunfeng, whose thoughts no one could read. Yi Chunfeng nodded. There was neither joy nor sadness on his face. Just as Yi Chunfeng and the others arrived at the ancient courtyard, a person that Shui Yoro did not expect paid them a visit. Sect Lord Mo, why are you here? Mo Fengyun was wearing a black robe. He was tall and had a beard around his mouth. His aura was fused with the surrounding space. Shui Yoro smiled charmingly and welcomed him into the ancient courtyard. I am here today for 2 matters. The first matter is about your disciple, Su Mingwei. Mo Fengyun looked at Shui Yoro, who was like a ripe peach and exuding a mature charm. He went straight to the point. Thump. When Shui Yoro heard Mo Fengyun mention Su Mingwei, her heart skipped a beat. She had a bad feeling. She forced a smile and asked, Sect Lord Mo, are you interested in my Mingwei? I am not interested in him. It is the Yu family's 3rd elder who is interested in him. Tell him to prepare for the top 8. If he can enter the top 8, the Yu family's 3rd elder is willing to accept him as a disciple and bring him to the Yu family. Mo Fengyun placed his hands behind his back and spoke in a dignified manner. Hearing what Mo Fengyun said, Shui Yoro's heart sank to the bottom. She never expected that Yi Chunfeng's stunning performance would attract the interest of the Yu family's 3rd elder. Thinking about the extraordinary status and strength of the Yu family, Shui Yoro revealed a bitter smile. She did not dare to snatch a disciple from the Yu family. At this moment, she could only hope that Yi Chunfeng would lose the top 8 tomorrow or tactfully reject the Yu family's offer. The second reason why I'm looking for you is because I'm very interested in your profound underworld sect's profound underworld extreme way. I want to obtain its cultivation chant. However, I won't take advantage of your profound underworld sect for nothing. If you're willing to give me the cultivation chant of the profound underworld extreme way, I can agree to 3 of your conditions, Mo Fengyun said slowly. Sect Lord Mo, if I use one of the conditions to persuade the Yu family's 3rd elder to give up on Mingwei, I wonder if Sect Lord Mo can agree? Shui Yoro gently bit her alluring red lips and made a bold request. No, I can't change the 3rd elder's mind. Please change your conditions. Mo Fengyun shook his head and rejected without hesitation. All right then. Shui Yoro, who had no other choice, sighed helplessly. She obediently gave the cultivation formula of Xianming Extreme Dao to Mo Fengyun in exchange for 3 middle-grade celestial weapons, 10 supreme-grade heaven-class soul elixirs, and 2 low-grade Dao Technique Jade Slip. After sending Mo Fengyun off, Shui Yoro, who had a lot on her mind, gritted her teeth and headed to the ancient house where Yi Chunfeng was. She wanted to use her most deadly charm to make Yi Chunfeng be loyal to her and give up on the Yu family. mobile reading website, book address. For your convenience, you can click on the Save button at the bottom to record your reading history. You will be able to see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 559. Dong, dong, dong. A series of light knocks came from the door, passing through the formation restriction set up by Yi Chunfeng and into the room. Who? Sitting cross-legged on the bed, Yi Chunfeng, who had just entered a state of cultivation, frowned slightly and asked in a low voice. Mingwei, it's me. I have something important to tell you. Shui Yorua's soft voice sounded from outside the house. Hearing that it was Shui Yorua outside the door, Yi Chunfeng frowned slightly. He stopped regulating his breath, got off the bed, and dispelled the restriction formation in the room. Then, he opened the door and welcomed Shui Yorua, who was wearing a dark purple dress, revealing her snow-white skin and white cleavage, and exuding a mature charm. Sect Master, why are you looking for me? Yi Chunfeng asked in a low voice. Mingwei, how do you think I treat you? Shui Yorua closed the door gently. She looked at him with watery eyes. She opened her seductive red lips and asked softly. Very good, Yi Chunfeng said. He kept guessing why Shui Yorua was looking for him. Mingwei, if this Dragon Lake Sacred City martial meet ends and a great power invites you to join them, will you leave me and the profound underworld sect? Shui Yorua leaned forward slightly and pressed Yi Chunfeng's strong chest with her pair of weapons that could drive men crazy. She exhaled a breath of fragrance, looked at him affectionately, and asked in a seductive manner. No, other than the profound underworld sect, I will not join any other forces. Yi Chunfeng had guessed the purpose of Shui Yorua's sudden visit. He shook his head and promised solemnly. Really? Shui Yorua's charming big eyes were filled with surprise. She looked at Yi Chunfeng affectionately and continued probing. What if you belong to the Yu family? If the Yu family's elders take a fancy to your talent and want to accept you as a disciple and recruit you into the Yu family, will you abandon me? Yu family. Yi Chunfeng's heart skipped a beat. He hadn't expected that Yu Nichong's family, the Yu family, a rank 8 holy land, wanted to recruit him. However, thinking about the relationship between the Yu family and the Yu family, as well as his disguise, Yi Chunfeng didn't dare to have too much contact with the Yu family. He shook his head and said, Sect Master, don't worry. Whether it is the Yu family or the Western Devil sect, I will not join them. If you don't believe me, I can swear to the heavens. You don't have to swear. I believe you. Shui Yorua stretched out her white and tender fingers and gently pressed them on Yi Chunfeng's mouth. She looked at him with blurred eyes and exhaled a breath of fragrance on his face. She said charmingly, Mingwei, I like you. Let me be your woman today. Take me. Yi Chunfeng felt the squeeze of Shui Yorua's soft body. Looking at the feminine look in her eyes and the sweet tongue that slid out from her moist lips, he felt a ripple in his heart. However, Yi Chunfeng had already seen through Shui Yorua's thoughts. He knew that she didn't seduce him out of sincerity. She just wanted to control him. Once she discovered his secret, she would definitely be the first to betray him. Sect Master, the next few matches are very important. I can't be distracted. Can we wait until the Longyuan Sacred City martial arts competition ends? Yi Chunfeng took a deep breath and suppressed his restless heart. He tactfully refused Shui Yorua. Mingwei, I don't care about the competition. I only want you. I want you badly. Although Yi Chunfeng said that he refused to join the Yu family, Shui Yorua was still worried. If Yi Chunfeng lost tomorrow's competition, all the problems would be solved. Therefore, Shui Yorua wanted to squeeze him dry so that he wouldn't be able to fight Kuei-yi with all his strength. Sect Leader, the Dragon Lake Sacred City martial competition this time is extremely important to me. Moreover, I have yet to condense the perfect Dragon Chi body. If the mysterious Dragon Lake Sacred City really appears at the last moment, I will miss this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Therefore, I have to give it my all in the later stages of the competition. Please help me, Sect Master, Yu Chunfeng said firmly as he gently pushed away Shui Yurua's hot body and grabbed her snow-white shoulders. Mingwei, believe me, no matter how great the temptation is, I will not join the Yu clan or the Western Devil sect. If I go back on my words, may I, Su Mingwei, be struck by lightning. Yi Chunfeng swore in front of everyone. Well, since you don't want to, I won't force you. Prepare well for tomorrow's competition. I'll leave first. Seeing that Yi Chunfeng refused her again and again, Shui Yurua's confidence was greatly damaged. However, she didn't continue to force Yi Chunfeng. She sighed softly and left with some hidden bitterness. Seeing that Shui Yorua had left, Yi Chunfeng set up a restriction in the room again. He removed all distracting thoughts from his mind and continued to regulate his breath. He waited for the sky to turn dark before sneaking into the mysterious space to continue comprehending the Sword Dao meaning contained in the Sword Dao stele. Late at night, the bright moonlight shone on the Longyuan sacred city and covered the ancient city with a layer of silver sand, making it mysterious and enchanting. In the dead of night, a vague shadow flew along the ancient road of the Longyuan sacred city along the dark eaves. It avoided the detection of the divine senses and came to the abandoned stone hall. This ghost-like shadow was Yi Chunfeng. There are more cracks on this Sword Dao stele. With the help of the Space Swallower, Yi Chunfeng entered the mysterious space below the abandoned stone hall. When he arrived at the bottom of the Sword Dao stele, he noticed that there were more cracks on the surface of the Sword Dao stele. It was obvious that during the time he was away, the demonic energy and the mysterious sword had an intense repulsion, causing the Sword Dao stele to crack. God-Eater brain, comprehend. Sensing that the Sword Dao stele might be cracked by the demonic energy at any time, Yi Chunfeng didn't waste any time. He sat on the ground and controlled the God-Eater brain to penetrate into the Sword Dao stele. He continued to control the God-Eater brain to deduce the Sword Dao pattern and deepen his understanding of the Sword Dao. Thump, thump, thump. Just as Yi Chunfeng removed all distracting thoughts and entered the cultivation state to engrave the Sword Dao pattern, a strange heartbeat sound suddenly echoed under the Sword Dao stele. It was like a demonic sound and circled around Yi Chunfeng's ears, causing the blood in his body to surge violently. Heartbeat sound. Why is there a heartbeat sound here? Yi Chunfeng abruptly woke up from his cultivation. He listened to the strange heartbeat sound and looked at the strange Sword Dao stele. His heart had a trace of uneasiness. Forget it. I will engrave the Sword Dao pattern first. After hesitating for a moment, Yi Chunfeng didn't immediately leave this troublesome place. He suppressed his surging blood and continued to control the God-Eater brain to engrave the Sword Dao pattern. As the strange heartbeat sound got faster and faster, Yi Chunfeng's mind suddenly appeared with a large number of illusions. They confused his brain and consciousness and wanted to take control of his body. However, Yi Chunfeng had a divine item like the God-Eater brain in his mind. The illusions formed by the strange heartbeat sound couldn't confuse his consciousness. The restless blood in his body was also completely suppressed by the primal chaos divine wood. Slowly, the sky was going to be bright again. After controlling the God-Eater brain to successfully engrave 5 Sword Dao patterns, Yi Chunfeng didn't stay for long. He left the mysterious space that was getting more and more dangerous. He quietly went to the ancient house where he temporarily stayed and waited for the battle between the top 8 to begin. Recently, he posted Ji Qingshue's photo. Like a friend, he added her WeChat account, YLTY83 mobile reading website, book address. For the convenience of your next reading, you can click on the bookmark button at the bottom to record your reading history. You will be able to see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 560. At the break of dawn, the quiet Dragon Lake sacred city slowly became noisy. The experts of the various factions woke up early and came to the arena to wait for the top 8. Kuei, today's battle is very important. I hope you can defeat your opponents and enter the top 8 together. On the eve of the battle, the Dark Shadow Tower Master, Gu Yu, looked at his 2 favorite disciples and solemnly reminded them. Don't worry, Tower Master. We won't disappoint you. Who was wearing a tight black martial arts suit that outlined her tall and slender body, and a silver mask that covered her face, promised solemnly. Shadow, I'm not too worried about your strength. As long as you perform well, defeating Mo Baifeng shouldn't be too difficult. However, Kuei, your opponent, Su Mingwei, is not simple at all. Especially that mid-grade Dao skill he grasps, the profound underworld extreme Dao. Its power is extremely great, and when you fight with him, you must use your strength to suppress him. The moment he has a chance to take a breather, you will most likely lose. Don't worry, Tower Master. I believe that the final victor will be me. Kuei, who was slightly shorter than and wore a silver mask, nodded and said emotionlessly, Here, this is for you. It can help you block 80% of the illusion Dao intent. In order to increase Kuei's chances of winning, Gu Yu gave her a multi-edged black crystal. This black crystal was similar to the green crystal on Mo Liuqing's neck. They were both soul defense treasures. Alright, let's go to the arena. After giving some instructions, Gu Yu immediately led the people from the Dark Shadow Tower and arrived at the martial arena under the light of dawn. At this time, the people from the profound underworld sect arrived early. Yi Chunfeng, who was wearing a black martial arts robe, was sitting cross-legged on the spectators' stand without any expression on his face. When the bright red sun hung in the sky, the exciting battle of the top 8 began. In order to increase the viewing value of the tournament, the top 8 would be a 2-man tournament. First, it would be a battle between the most popular, the Yu family's genius, Yu Zhongtian, and Shi Luo Mo, who had yet to recover from his injuries. Then, it would be a battle between the arrogant and overbearing He Shituji and the Yu family's genius, Yu Yenguang. Looking at Yu Zhongtian, who was wearing a white martial arts suit and had a proud and aloof expression on his chiseled face, Shi Luo Mo, who had suffered the greatest humiliation in his life after being humiliated by Yi Chunfeng, couldn't help but feel a little guilty. His aura also weakened a little. However, intense sparks of battle intent shot out from between the black rock earth pole and the dim flames. As the competition began, the 4 of them quickly engaged in a fierce battle. For a moment, the 2 battle arenas set off layers upon layers of energy waves. After images collided fiercely, stirring up dazzling sparks. Just as the 4 of them were fiercely fighting, a demonic shadow suddenly split from Yu Zhongtian's body. It carried a shocking killing intent as it bombarded Shi Luo Mo's body, breaking through his body's defenses. Along with the mystic tortoise corpse, he was blasted off the stage and lost the match. On the other hand, Yu Zhongtian had used less than half an incense stick's worth of time to defeat Shi Luo Mo. Not long after Yu Zhongtian defeated Shi Luo Mo, the innately strong black rock earth pole also defeated the dim flames with an absolute advantage, smoothly advancing to the top 8. So strong. This black rock earth pole's true strength is probably comparable to a half-step beast emperor. As for that Yu Zhongtian, if he uses his trump card, he might even be able to defeat a first-step beast emperor expert. After witnessing the battle between Yu Zhongtian and the black rock earth pole, Yi Chunfeng had a vague understanding of their strength. Especially Yu Zhongtian's strength, which made Yi Chunfeng sigh in amazement. Quickly look, Mo Wuang has entered the stage. I wonder who's stronger between him and Yu Zhongtian. Compared to Yu Zhongtian, the number 1 genius of the Western continent, Mo Wuang, who was known as the number 1 genius of the Western continent's younger generation, was even more popular. Seeing him enter the stage, the entire arena became noisy as people continuously cheered for him. Mo Wuang's opponent was the number 1 genius of the Black Evil Cave, Xie Qingyun. Looking at his opponent, Xie Qingyun did not show any signs of weakness. Lightly wiping the low-grade heaven-grade battle blade in his hand, he waited in silence for the battle to begin. On the other arena, the auras of the number 1 genius of the Dark Shadow Pavilion, Shadow, and the number 2 genius of the Western Devil Sect, Mo Baifeng, had already merged. Before the battle began, they had already begun to compare their auras. When their auras reached their peak, the battle began. Ha! Following Mo Baifeng's shout, their auras repulsed each other, forming an aura whirlpool that could engulf heaven and earth. Numerous black wheels of death split out from Mo Baifeng's body, producing ear-piercing sounds as they attacked Shadow. Facing the attack of the black wheels of death, Shadow did not panic. Her tall and slender body flickered slightly as she turned into a strange black shadow. Like a tear in space, she pierced through the 2 high-speed black wheels of death and attacked Mo Baifeng, forcing him to retreat with one move. Gaining the upper hand with one move, Shadow flashed again, turning back into a black shadow, continuing to attack Mo Baifeng. Her unpredictable attacks completely suppressed Mo Baifeng's attack. While Shadow was suppressing Mo Baifeng, Mo Wuang, with his unfathomable strength, had already secured the victory. His space-shaking attacks pushed Xie Qingyun to the edge of the arena, and streams of blood flowed uncontrollably from the corner of his mouth. "It's over." Mo Wuang took a step forward, and a suffocating power shot out from his fist, shattering Xie Qingyun's body like breaking through dried leaves. With a single punch, Xie Qingyun was sent flying, crashing into the defensive light barrier in the distance before softly falling to the ground. He had lost the battle. Too strong. As expected of the number 1 genius of the Western continent's younger generation. With this kind of strength, he can probably fight against Emperor-level experts. Mo Wang, Yu Zhongtian, I really wonder who will be the final victor. After witnessing the scene of Mo Wuang defeating Xie Qingyun, all the young disciples of the major powers were completely convinced by his strength. Mo Wuang's name resounded throughout the entire arena. Soul Shock Strike. Just as everyone was shouting Mo Wuang's name, Shadow also used her ultimate move. Streams of energy shot out from her tall and slender body, and like a heavy hammer, they smashed into Mo Baifeng's mind, directly attacking his soul. Buzz buzz. After being hit by the Soul Shock Strike, Mo Baifeng's soul trembled, and his reaction slowed down a little. Although this delay was only half a second, it was enough to take his life. When Mo Baifeng dispelled the dizziness in his mind, a black light flashed in front of his eyes. The black longsword in Shadow's hand had pierced through his body's defense and touched his forehead, piercing through his skin and causing a stream of blood to flow out. Feeling the killing power from the tip of the sword, Mo Baifeng's body trembled as if he had been electrocuted. Large amounts of cold sweat seeped out of his body, drenching his clothes. He had no doubt that if Shadow used a little more strength, his head would explode, and he would die on the spot. I lost. Mo Baifeng tried his best to open his mouth 3 times before letting out a bitter sound and admitting defeat in front of everyone. After Mo Baifeng admitted defeat, Shadow didn't waste any time. Her body flashed, and she turned into a black shadow, disappearing from the arena and returning to the stands. It's my turn. Yi Chunfeng looked deeply at Shadow, then slowly stood up. With a leap, he crossed the distance of more than 1,000 meters and landed on the arena. Silence awaited his opponent, another genius assassin from the Dark Shadow Tower, Kuei. Remember the URL. Sanwu Chinese Network. Chapter 561. Sect Patriarch. Do you think Senior Marshal Brother Wei can win? Looking at Yi Chunfeng, who was emitting an invincible battle intent, Hong Lin's eyes were filled with admiration. She turned to look at Shui Yorua, who had a serious expression on her face, and asked. He should be able to. Shui Yorua said with a complicated tone. However, in her heart, she did not wish for Yi Chunfeng to win. Swish! An ear-piercing sound rang out as the silver-masked Kuei appeared. She was like a flash of light as she appeared before Yi Chunfeng, looking at him coldly. When Yi Chunfeng and Kuei appeared, the proud daughter of the Yu family, Yu Bingyu, also appeared. Although Yu Bingyu's status in the Yu family was not as high as Yu Nichong's, her cultivation talent was far superior to Yu Nichong's. She had mastered many secret techniques that the Yu family had never taught to outsiders. Her opponent was the genius of the Western Devil sect, Mo Yuanling, who was a rank 3 defiant beast king. Match begin. As the match supervisor gave the order, the third round of the quarterfinals began. Swish! There was a tearing sound as Kuei's body flashed and tore through the air. She thrust her sword at Yi Chunfeng's chest at lightning speed. Kuei's sword was extremely fast, faster than the speed of light. However, with Yi Chunfeng's powerful soul-spirit senses, her attack trajectory was easily seen through by Yi Chunfeng. There was a flash of light under Yi Chunfeng's feet as he drew out an afterimage and easily dodged her attack. He appeared beside her and sent out a palm strike. Instantly, a large amount of air was crushed by Yi Chunfeng's palm strike. The palm light, which was more than 5 million jin, made Kuei feel suffocated. She did not dare to take it head-on and quickly used her Shadow Dao intent to dodge. However, the moment Kuei dodged, an afterimage flashed in front of her. With his powerful soul-spirit senses, Yi Chunfeng, who had captured her movement trajectory, blocked in front of her. He repeatedly sent out powerful fist lights that bombarded her body, forcing her to use all her strength to defend herself. Boom! 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 A series of deafening explosions rang out. Unable to dodge, Kuei decisively unleashed her top-quality heavenly skill, and one after another, sharp sword shadows shot out from her body, continuously attacking Yi Chunfeng's incoming fist light. Xian Ming Extreme Dao. Just as she forcefully broke through the fist lights that were filled with a force of 10 million kilograms, Yi Chunfeng executed his ultimate killing move. The illusion Dao pattern and the fire Dao pattern gushed out from his body and formed the illusory and real mystic extreme energy. It destroyed the supreme grade heaven skill that she executed and bombarded her body. Pooh! Kuei's defense was broken by the extreme mystic energy, and she spat out a mouthful of blood into the sky. She was sent flying backward and fell heavily to the ground. While Yi Chunfeng heavily injured Kuei, Yu Bingyu, whose strength was unfathomable, also launched a wave of attacks at Mo Yuanling. Under Yu Bingyu's continuous attacks, Mo Yuanling's attacks were completely neutralized, and his entire body was sent flying off the stage by a suffocating force, losing the fight. I will not lose. Kuei wiped the blood from the corner of her mouth, and like a wild female leopard, she leaped up from the ground and quickly ignited her bloodline power and blood essence, raising her strength to the peak as she launched a fierce attack at Yi Chunfeng, thinking of ways to turn the situation around. Kuei's unpredictable attacks were hard to defend against, but with Yi Chunfeng's soul-spirit senses, her attacks were unable to pose any threat to Yi Chunfeng. Yi Chunfeng was always able to predict her attack trajectory and react in advance, causing Kuei's attacks to miss time and time again. As for Yi Chunfeng's attacks while he was dodging, he was always able to accurately hit Kuei's body, continuously destroying her defenses and worsening her injuries. How can this be? How is Su Mingwei able to predict Kuei's attack trajectory in advance? How did he do it? Seeing Kuei's fierce attacks fail time and time again, Gu Yu and the others revealed looks of disbelief, not daring to believe what they were seeing. Haha, this Su Mingwei is even more outstanding than I thought. I didn't expect that other than his innate divine strength, he also has an extraordinary soul spirit. This disciple, is definitely going to take him in. The Yu family's third elder, who had rich combat experience, was able to clearly see through Yi Chunfeng's secret of predicting Kuei's attacks in advance. He laughed heartily and was very interested in Yi Chunfeng and his secrets. If that Su Mingwei knew that Elder Chen Yuan wanted to take him in as a disciple, he would probably wake up laughing in his dreams. Mo Fengyun took a sip of the jade green tea that was emitting a faint spirit aura and said with a smile, "Soul shock strike." As her injuries worsened, Kuei no longer dared to hold back and immediately executed her secret technique, directly attacking Yi Chunfeng's soul spirit. She wanted to knock him out and turn the situation around. The soul shock strike might be powerful, but Yi Chunfeng had the heaven-defying God-Eater brain in his mind, and the soul shock strike was unable to cause any damage to him. Illusion Dao pattern, confusion. Just as Kuei continued to attack, Yi Chunfeng shot out an illusion Dao pattern from his eyes and attacked Kuei's eyes. The soul spirit defensive rare treasure that Gu Yu gave her might have neutralized 80% of the 30 illusion Dao patterns, but the remaining 20% of the illusion Dao patterns still caused her to have a slight delay in her reaction. Mystic Underworld Extreme Dao. Seizing this fleeting opportunity, Yi Chunfeng executed his killer move again. He blasted out the mystic underworld power, which was like a frenzied dragon. It heavily bombarded Kuei's body and sent her flying. What? Gu Yu originally thought that Kuei's soul shock strike could slightly turn the situation around, but the final result was Kuei collapsing with severe injuries. This set off a huge wave in her heart, and she immediately stood up from her seat. "You have lost. Do we still need to continue?" Yi Chunfeng looked at Kuei, whose silver mask had cracked and revealed an ordinary face, and spoke coldly. "I haven't lost. I can still fight." Kuei, who was covered in blood, took a deep breath and forcefully suppressed the injuries on her body. She quickly got up from the ground and continued to attack Yi Chunfeng, unwilling to admit defeat. However, Kuei was severely injured. Not only was her combat strength greatly reduced, but her movement speed was also reduced to 50% of her usual speed. As the power of the 4 spiritual pearls burst out, Yi Chunfeng blasted a fist at Kuei, who was closing in rapidly. The fist light, which was compressed to the extreme, sent her flying and landed heavily on the edge of the stage. "Kuei, you are not a match for him. Don't fight anymore." At this moment, Gu Yu, who was standing on the spectator's stand and had a unique temperament, saw that Kuei's momentum was gone. She helplessly sighed in her heart and spoke. "Yes, Pavilion Lord." Kuei, who was severely injured, didn't dare to disobey Gu Yu's words. She bit her lips and looked at Yi Chunfeng with reluctance before admitting defeat. "Hu!" After defeating Gu Yu, a large amount of dragon qi immediately surged out of the stage. The strength of the dragon qi was almost equivalent to the sum of Yi Chunfeng's 7 group matches. When the dragon pattern on Yi Chunfeng's forehead merged with all of the dragon qi, his dragon qi body was almost complete. A trace of dragon qi was emitted from his body, and he was imposing without being angry. This week, I will post a picture of Ji Qingxue. Next week, I will post a picture of Bai Xia. Mobile reading website, book address. To make it easier for you to read this book next time, you can click on the Save button at the bottom to record this book. You will be able to see it the next time you open your bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 562. After the third round ended, Mo Qianxin, Yu Yiheng, Ziyun, and Xiao Yufu entered the arena for the final round. Although Ziyun managed to break out of the encirclement in the 5th group and had the heavenly silkworm transformation, the difference in strength between him and Mo Qianxin was too great. In less than half an incense stick's worth of time, he lost and stopped in the top 16. However, the heavenly silkworm ridge's master, Qi Tianxue, was very satisfied with this result and had a smile on his face. Mo Qianxin and Ziyun's match ended early, but Yu Yiheng and Xiao Yufu fought for nearly 2 hours before the outcome was decided. In the end, Yu Yiheng relied on his advantage in cultivation to suppress Xiao Yufu, the number 1 genius of the Black Evil Grotto, and advanced to the top 8. At this point, the top 8 of the Dragon Lake Sacred City were all decided. They were Yu Zhongtian, Yu Bingyu, Mo Wuang, Yu Yiheng, He Shituji, Yi Chunfeng, and Mo Qianxin. After the top 8 was decided, Mo Qianli went up the stage again and organized the 8 to draw lots for the top 4. He Shi Tuji. When the lot was drawn, Yi Chunfeng found out his opponent and secretly let out a sigh of relief. He revealed a smile that was hard to detect. He Shi Tuji's performance in the previous rounds was impeccable, but his strength was still lacking compared to Yu Zhongtian, Yu Bingyu, and Mo Wang. As long as he didn't face any of them in the top 4, it would be a good draw. He Shi Tuji was very satisfied with the result of the draw. He looked at Yi Chunfeng with high fighting spirit. He wanted nothing more than to immediately fight Yi Chunfeng and have a proper competition. Alright, today's competition is over. The top 4 will begin tomorrow morning. After the lot was drawn, Mo Qianli announced loudly. Just as the group of people from the profound underworld sect followed the bustling crowd and left the arena, an old man with white hair and a youthful complexion wearing a star and moon martial arts suit suddenly appeared and blocked their path. Seeing the old man with a dense aura, Shui Yurua's expression changed slightly, and she became nervous. This old man was the Yu family's third elder, Yu Qinyuan. Elder Qinyuan, may I know why you suddenly stopped us? Shui Yurua tried her best to appear calm as she squeezed out a charming smile and softly asked. I'm here to look for him, Yu Chen slowly said as he looked at Yi Chunfeng, who had piqued his interest. Su Mingwei, I've watched all of your matches. I'm very satisfied with your talent and strength. I wonder if you're willing to take me as your master? If you're willing, after the Dragon Lake Sacred City martial competition ends, I can bring you to the Yu family and provide you with unimaginable cultivation resources in the Western continent, helping you to soar into the sky. Yu Qinyuan went straight to the point. As soon as Yu Qinyuan finished speaking, Shui Mo Sang, Hong Lin, and the rest all shot their gazes towards Yi Chunfeng, envious of his fortuitous encounters and luck. This was especially true for Shui Mo Sang, who was so jealous that he went crazy. He was jealous that Yi Chunfeng was favored by the Yu family's third elder, Yu Qinyuan, and even took the initiative to suggest taking him in as a disciple. On the other hand, Shui Yurua's heart was in her throat. She was afraid that Yi Chunfeng would agree to it and let her efforts go to waste. Just as everyone was looking at Yi Chunfeng with envy, Yi Chunfeng spoke. The moment he opened his mouth, everyone was stunned. Thank you, Elder Qinyuan, for your kindness. However, I don't wish to leave the mysterious underworld sect. I'm afraid I can't be your disciple. Rejected? He actually rejected. When they heard that Yi Chunfeng had rejected Yu Qinyuan, everyone present was dumbfounded. They looked at him as though they were looking at a monster. They couldn't figure out what was going on in his mind. Even Yu Qinyuan was stunned. He didn't even think that Yi Chunfeng would reject him. He opened his mouth wide and didn't say a single word for a long time. As for Shui Yurua and Shui Honghen, they were surprised. This was especially so for Shui Yurua, who was so excited that her face turned red. Sect Master, let's go. After speaking, Yi Chunfeng didn't dawdle. Under Yu Qinyuan's gradually gloomy gaze, he left with the mysterious underworld sect's group. Sect Master, I am going into seclusion to recuperate. During this period of seclusion, remember not to let anyone disturb me. I need to do my best to prepare for tomorrow's battle with Haishi Tuji. After following the elated Shui Yurua to the ancient courtyard, Yi Chunfeng immediately spoke. Don't worry, Mingwei. With me around, no one will disturb you. When Yi Chunfeng rejected Yu Qinyuan's disciple in front of everyone, Shui Yurua was overjoyed. She was completely at ease with him. She looked at him with charming eyes and promised with a smile. When they arrived at the temporary ancient house, Yi Chunfeng immediately set up an array pattern restriction in the room and sealed the ancient house. He circulated the soul-devouring art and concealed his aura. Then, he left silently through the hole that he dug earlier. After more than 1 hour, Yi Chunfeng appeared in a remote corner of the Dragon Lake Sacred City. After repeatedly sensing the surroundings, He quickly drilled out of the hole and quietly headed for the abandoned stone hall. After a few twists and turns, Yi Chunfeng finally entered the abandoned stone hall with his powerful soul-spirit perception. He sneaked into the mysterious space below the stone hall. As expected, the sword Dao tablet is about to crumble. Looking at the spiderweb-like cracks on the surface of the Dao tablet, Yi Chunfeng knew that there wasn't much time left for him to fully comprehend the sword Dao intent. He immediately calmed down and controlled the God-Eater brain to radiate a large amount of soul-spirit power into the sword Dao tablet to speed up his deduction. 36 sword Dao patterns, 37, 38 Yi Chunfeng was like a statue as he sat cross-legged and deduced for more than 8 hours. When the God-Eater brain engraved the 38th sword Dao pattern, the strange heartbeat sounded again. In the next moment, a pitch-black demonic energy gushed out from the sword Dao tablet like a surging tide and surged into the sword Dao tablet. Buzz, buzz, buzz. When the demonic energy appeared, the mysterious sword that was inserted into the sword Dao tablet continued to fuse with the sword Dao tablet's energy to counterattack, interrupting Yi Chunfeng's comprehension of the sword Dao intent. Crack, crack. The demonic energy and the mysterious sword clashed intensely for half an hour. Then, a series of cracking noises came from the sword of Dao steel. After enduring the two terrifying forces, the sword Dao tablet continued to crumble. Waves of chilling black demonic aura seeped out from the sword Dao tablet's cracks and permeated the air. After more than 1 hour, the demonic energy was once again crushed by the mysterious sword. The strange heartbeat also disappeared. However, this time, the sword Dao tablet was already fragmented and was on the verge of shattering. Yi Chunfeng had a feeling that when the demonic energy appeared again, this sword Dao tablet might completely crumble. At this moment, he was only 2 more sword Dao patterns away from comprehending the sword Dao intent to the 4th firmament. He decided to take the risk and continue comprehending until the God-Eater brain engraved all 40 sword Dao patterns. He would then forcefully pull out the mysterious sword and leave this place of great danger. 39 sword Dao patterns. Just 1 more and I'll succeed. Yi Chunfeng cleared his mind of distracting thoughts and comprehended for more than 2 hours. The high-speed deduction of the God-Eater brain engraved another sword Dao pattern. He was only 1 more Dao pattern away from the 4th firmament of the sword Dao intent. At this moment, the strange heartbeat sounded again, causing the fragmented sword Dao tablet to tremble. God-Eater brain, speed up the deduction. Yi Chunfeng took a deep breath and suppressed the uneasiness in his heart. He controlled the God-Eater brain to race against time to engrave the 40th sword Dao pattern. Just as the strange heartbeat got faster and faster, the demonic energy that frightened Yi Chunfeng appeared again. The God-Eater brain finally engraved the 40th sword Dao pattern. Swish! Yi Chunfeng immediately opened his eyes and skimmed across the sky. He stood on the fragmented sword Dao tablet and bit his finger. He held the restless mysterious sword tightly and allowed the blood from his finger to merge into the sword. Open! The mysterious sword was infused with a large amount of blood. Yi Chunfeng quickly condensed 30 sword-type Dao patterns and infused them into the mysterious sword. His arms erupted with a force of 5 million kilograms as he forcefully pulled the mysterious sword out of the shattered Dao steel. Boom! The moment the mysterious sword was pulled out by Yi Chunfeng, a horrific energy gushed out from the sword Dao tablet and shattered it. It revealed a pitch-black demon heart that was violently beating and emitting endless demonic aura. Universe Mirror Keep. When the strange demon heart appeared, Yi Chunfeng immediately kept the restless mysterious sword that was trying to break free from his control into the universe mirror. He then flew towards the mysterious space with extreme speed. Roar! When the space-swallowing bug bit through the space restriction and Yi Chunfeng left the mysterious space, a deafening roar was released from the demon heart. The terrifying sound directly collapsed the space and caused the entire Dragon Lake sacred city to tremble. Mobile reading website, book address. To facilitate your next reading, you can click Save at the bottom to record this reading. You will be able to see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 563. What's that sound? Mo Fengyun was sitting cross-legged in an ancient pavilion in Longyuan Sacred City, absorbing the dragon aura in the air to cultivate when he was suddenly awakened by the roar released by the demon heart. He looked out of the window, when he vaguely saw a black pillar of light shooting into the sky through the endless night. He frowned and quickly turned into a black light before disappearing from the room. Not only was Mo Fengyun alarmed by the roar released by the demon heart, but the two elders of the Yu family, the demon Taoist, Mo Qianli, and the other combat beast emperors also rushed over to check what was going on. Just as Mo Fengyun and the rest appeared in the abandoned stone hall that was shaking violently and had collapsed, Yi Chunfeng, who was injured by the terrifying demonic aura and spat out blood, flew out of the stone hall. However, when he escaped to the stone hall, Yi Chunfeng's powerful soul spirit had already sensed the presence of Mo Fengyun and the rest. Therefore, he decisively controlled the illusion Dao pattern to change his appearance. "Where are you running to?" When Mo Fengyun saw that Yi Chunfeng was escaping, his body flashed and turned into a stream of light to intercept him, wanting to capture him. However, at this moment, the demon heart that was chasing relentlessly chased after him like a black meteor. It released a terrifying demonic aura that filled the air and swallowed the bright moonlight. In the next moment, the rapidly wriggling demonic heart released an endless suction force, sucking in the energy above the Dragon Lake sacred city and fusing it into the heart. A human figure was faintly formed. "The two of you use all your strength to chase after that person. Don't let him escape." Seeing this strange scene, Mo Fengyun decisively gave up on chasing after Yi Chunfeng and turned back. The two elders of the Western Devil sect, who were Class 6 defiant beast kings, condensed soul wings under his orders and used all their strength to chase after Yi Chunfeng, who was escaping to the outskirts of Longyuan Sacred City. "Sect Master Mo, do you know what this thing is?" Yu Qinyuan looked at the rapidly pulsing demon heart that was crazily devouring the energy in Longyuan Sacred City and asked Mo Fengyun in a low voice. "I don't know." Feeling the terrifying power contained in the demon heart, Mo Fengyun's face turned extremely gloomy. He had an inexplicable sense of uneasiness in his heart. "Let's not waste any more time. Let's attack together and seal this demon heart first. I feel that if we delay any longer, its energy will soar to an unimaginable level." The oldest demonic Taoist sensed the dangerous aura emanating from the demonic heart. He decisively took out the high-grade heaven artifact, Blood Fiend Heavenly Saber, and urged in a low voice. "All right." Mo Fengyun and the other two beast emperors said in unison. They merged with their spiritual beasts and burned their bloodline power to transform into their strongest beast soul forms, launching fierce attacks at Mo Xian. Ao. Being attacked by four beast emperors at the same time, Mo Fengyun and the other beast emperors, Mo Xian let out an angry roar. The phantom suddenly materialized and turned into a black man with a pair of blood-red bone wings. He was abnormally strong and muscular, and he punched out. The 5 powerful attacks collided with each other like meteors colliding. The burst of bright energy illuminated the dark sky as if it was daytime. The terrifying collision force was like a magnificent army tumbling in the air, directly causing the abandoned stone palace to collapse. "Demon, he seems to be from the demon race. Why would an expert from the demon race appear in Longyuan Sacred City?" Looking at the man with blood-red bone wings, the two elders of the Yu family, who were pure demon cultivators, had a slight change in expression. They immediately recognized that the man transformed by Mo Xian was exactly the same as the expert from the demon race recorded in the Yu family's ancient books. Demon race. Hearing Yu Qinyuan's exclamation, Mo Fengyun and the demonic Taoists' expression changed. They didn't expect Long Yuan's sacred city to seal the heart of a demon race expert. I, the demon, have reappeared. Obediently offer your life and blood. Mo Xian let out a ferocious roar. The blood-red bone wings on his back flapped violently. With a thick blood aura, he attacked Mo Fengyun and the other four, wanting to kill them and devour their blood. Scarlet Blood Heavenly Bat, quickly come out and help. Mo Xian's threat was too great. Facing his ferocious attacks, Mo Fengyun didn't dare to be careless. He decisively summoned the Grade 8 Heavenly Beast, Scarlet Blood Heavenly Bat, and ordered it to attack with all its might. When Mo Fengyun summoned the Scarlet Blood Heavenly Bat, Yu Qinyuan also summoned the 2 Level 7 Heavenly Beasts, Black Jiao Dragons, to attack Mo together. Under the attack of Mo Fengyun and the other 4, as well as the 3 powerful Heavenly Beasts, Mo's attack was completely suppressed. Endless energy filled the sky, distorting a large area of space. So terrifying. What exactly happened in Long Yuan's sacred city? Who is that person with the bone wings on his back fighting with Sect Master Mo and the others? This is too terrifying. What big secret is hidden in Long Yuan's sacred city? The commotion caused by the battle between Mo Fengyun and the others and Mo was so huge that it shocked all the experts in Long Yuan's sacred city. When they rushed to the vicinity of the stone hall of waste, they were stunned by the scene before them. Heavenly Demon Dance. After suppressing Mo's attack, Yu Qinyuan and Yu Hong decisively executed the Yu family's low-grade Dao formula, Heavenly Demon Dance. 2 5-meter-tall demonic shadows appeared around Yu Qinyuan's body. They held demonic weapons and attacked Mo with a shocking demonic aura. Demonic technique. I didn't expect you 2 humans to cultivate the demonic technique of my demon race. Looking at the demonic shadows formed by the Heavenly Demon Dance, Mo was surprised and shocked. Just as he was hesitating, the demonic shadows holding the demonic weapons attacked and tore apart the demonic aura released by Mo Dark Shadow Dao Spear. Seizing the opportunity when the demonic aura was torn apart, 40 Dark Dao patterns and 20 Shadow Dao patterns surged out of Mo Fengyun's body and merged into the Supreme Grade Heaven Artifact Long Spear in his hand. A black dragon-like spear light tore through the air. Intertwined with Dark Dao patterns and Shadow Dao patterns, it pierced through Mo's body and stabbed into his demonic heart. Roar! Mo Fengyun held the Supreme Grade Heaven Artifact Long Spear and executed the Dark Shadow Dao Spear attack. Mo wailed in pain as a bloody hole was pierced through his terrifying demonic heart. A large amount of demonic blood flowed out. With his demonic heart injured, the Crimson Blood Heavenly Bat, the 2 Black Flood Dragons, the Demon Taoist, and Mo Qianli's attacks came one after another. They bombarded Mo's body and aggravated his injuries. Lowly humans, I will kill all of you. Mo Fengyun's injuries continued to worsen as Mo Fengyun fell into a frenzy. Endless demonic aura was released from his demonic heart. It was like a sky full of snake shadows that attacked Mo Fengyun and the others. Kill him while he is down. Kill him with all your might. Facing Mo Fengyun's frenzied counterattack, Mo Fengyun and the others who were under immense pressure didn't retreat. They executed their trump cards and attacked Mo Fengyun ferociously, wanting to kill Mo Fengyun in one fell swoop. Sky Dance Devil Art, Sky Dance Shadow. When the endless demonic aura released by Mo Fengyun, the Demon Taoist, Mo Qianli, and the 3 heavenly beasts worked together to tear apart the demonic aura released by Mo Fengyun, the Demon Taoist, and Mo Qianli. Yu Qinyuan and Yu Hong seized the opportunity and executed their killer move. The demonic shadows that emerged from their bodies turned into crescent moons. It was like a waning moon that had fallen to the mortal world. They continuously struck Mo Fengyun's body and split his body open, exposing his demonic heart. Dark Shadow Dao Spear. With the appearance of the demonic heart, Mo Fengyun's entire body fused with the supreme-grade heaven artifact long spear, turning into a long spear that was a few times faster than the speed of light. On the tip of the black spear, the dark Dao patterns and shadow Dao intent intertwined and enhanced the attack power of the spear. PFFF. The shadow Dao spear pierced through Mo Fengyun's terrifying demonic heart like a hot knife through butter. The dark Dao intent within the Dao spear crazily destroyed Mo Fengyun's demonic heart, riddling it with holes. After being severely injured, Mo Fengyun's demonic heart was terrified. He wanted to break free and escape. However, under the obstruction of Mo Fengyun and the others, Mo Fengyun's demonic heart was firmly trapped in midair, unable to break free and escape. Just as Mo Fengyun and the others gathered all their strength and attacked Mo Fengyun's demonic heart with all their might, Yi Chunfeng, who had escaped to the outskirts of Longyuan Sacred City, was intercepted by two level 6 defiant beast kings of the West Devil Sect. The WeChat public number, YLTY83, saw the photo. It was sent to Ji Qingxue today. Mobile reading site, book address. For the convenience of your next reading, you can click on the bookmark button at the bottom to record this reading record. You will be able to see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 564. Don't run, leave your life behind obediently. A white-haired West Devil Sect elder roared. Holding a mid-grade heaven tier spear, he stabbed it towards Yi Chunfeng's back, wanting to pierce through his body. You want to keep me here? I'm afraid you aren't qualified. Mo Fengyun and the rest were busy attacking Mo Xian, while the other faction's experts were attracted by Mo Xian and would not appear. Yi Chunfeng, who had escaped to the outskirts of Dragon Lake Sacred City, no longer had any worries. He ignited his dragon bloodline without hesitation, increasing his strength and transforming into a half-human half-dragon beast soul form. A fist bombarded the West Devil Sect's elder's shocking spear. Boom! Yi Chunfeng's fist was covered in thick dragon scales and was comparable to a high-grade heaven artifact's fist collided with the mid-grade heaven artifact's spear in the West Devil Sect elder's hand. 5 million gene of strength and dragon force erupted at the same time. The terrifying fist light forcibly bent the mid-grade heaven artifact long spear. A powerful shockwave passed through the long spear and into the West Demon Sect elder's arm, causing his arm to go numb and cracks to appear on the surface of his skin. Beast soul form, Battle Beast Emperor expert. Seeing Yi Chunfeng instantly transforming into a beast soul form, the other West Devil Sect elder was dumbfounded and forgot to attack. No, he is definitely not a Battle Beast Emperor expert. He must have used a secret technique to forcibly transform his form. The West Devil Sect elder, who fought Yi Chunfeng earlier, clearly felt that Yi Chunfeng's realm was definitely not a Battle Beast Emperor. He must have used a secret technique to transform into a half-dragon, half-human form. Let's join hands and capture him. Okay. After speaking, the two of them ignited their spiritual beast bloodlines and launched a fierce attack at Yi Chunfeng. They wanted to use their strength to heavily injure Yi Chunfeng and capture him to force out his secret. Capture me? You guys are too naive. Although Yi Chunfeng had yet to reach the realm of a Battle Beast Emperor, if he used his trump card, he would be able to kill a level 1 Battle Beast Emperor expert. Looking at the West Devil Sect's elders who were attacking him from both sides, 5 killing halos appeared behind him. Rolling killing energy gushed out from his body. 4 slaughter styles, eternal night. A sword light that was as black as ink soared into the sky. It was fused with the power of slaughter, the sword Dao pattern, and the power of 5 million kilograms. It was as though it was going to split the heaven and earth apart as it slashed towards the two of them. The instant the eternal night sword radiance came slashing down, the world turned pitch black. Even the bright moonlight was swallowed up in an instant. It was as if the only thing left in the world was this invincible divine sword that could split the heavens and split the earth. Not good. Feeling the terror of the eternal night sword light, the two West Devil Sect elders' expressions changed greatly. They used all of their skills to block it. However, Yi Chunfeng's attack power was too terrifying. The eternal night sword light that was fused with 30 sword Dao patterns could even severely injure a grade 1 combat beast sovereign, let alone the two of them. Chi-chi. The sound of cloth being torn rang out as the attacks launched by the two of them were directly torn apart by the eternal night sword light. One of the elders of the West Demon Sect, who was unable to dodge in time, was cut in half by the eternal night sword light and died on the spot. Gulp! Seeing the miserable death of his companion, the remaining West Demon Sect elder gulped down a mouthful of saliva. He was so scared that he lost 2 of his 3 souls. He decisively gave up on attacking Yi Chunfeng and wanted to turn around and escape. It's too late to run now. Yi Chunfeng executed the wind-riding technique and intercepted him with an ear-piercing sound. Great Demon Slaying Dragon Blade. After being obstructed by Yi Chunfeng, the West Demon Sect elder, who had fallen into deep fear, went all out. He unleashed all of his trump cards and stimulated his body's greatest potential and strength. His entire body fused with the mid-grade Heaven Artifact Battle Blade in his hand, turning into a demonic dragon-like blade light and slashed towards Yi Chunfeng. Looking at the whistling Great Demon Slaying Dragon Blade, Yi Chunfeng didn't dodge and allowed the demonic dragon-like blade light to slash his body. Kacha! The Great Demon Slaying Dragon Blade cut through the blood dragon scales covering Yi Chunfeng's body like a hot knife through butter. However, when it slashed his body, it felt like it was slashing on 10,000-year-old black iron. A powerful rebound force forcibly broke the Great Demon Slaying Dragon Blade, causing his blood and chi to churn, making him want to vomit blood. What kind of body is this? Feeling the numbness from his arms, the West Demon Sect elder fell into deep despair and panic. He couldn't believe that Yi Chunfeng was actually able to block his strongest attack with just his physical body. Just as he was about to use the blood escape technique to escape, Yi Chunfeng blasted out the Great Sun Heavenly Fire Fist. It was like a blazing sun crushing space and bombarding his chest, shattering his sternum and sending him flying. He fell heavily on the ground and couldn't get up. It's over. You can also go to hell. In the next moment, Yi Chunfeng appeared behind him and used the soul-devouring art to devour his spiritual beast, ending his life. After killing the 2 West Demon Sect elders in the outskirts of the Dragon Lake Sacred City, Yi Chunfeng immediately controlled the universe mirror to take away their belongings. His body flashed slightly, and he disappeared into the night. Taking advantage of the chaos, he returned to the ancient courtyard where the mystic underworld sect was temporarily staying. At the same time, Mo Fengyun was fighting the Beast Emperor. The 3 heavenly beasts had already severely injured Mo Xian. The demonic roars from Mo Xian were getting weaker and weaker. Lowly humans, you better let this saint go. Otherwise, when this saint is completely free, I will exterminate your entire clan. Mo Xian, who was severely injured and unable to escape, let out a savage roar and threatened. Humph, I'll be waiting. Mo Fengyun was unmoved. He continued to attack Mo Xian with his supreme-grade Heaven Artifact Spear and almost destroyed 90% of Mo Xian's bloodline. Demonic blood stains the blue sky, explode. As more and more demonic blood was drained from Mo Xian's heart, Mo Xian did not hesitate to detonate the demonic blood. A terrifying energy was released from Mo Xian's heart like a volcanic eruption. It destroyed Mo Fengyun and the others' attacks and forcefully blasted them away. In the next moment, the weakened Mo Xian seized this last opportunity and turned into a black light, rushing into the black sky. He wanted to take advantage of the chaos to escape. Blood Skull, suppress. At the crucial moment, Mo Fengyun summoned the celestial Blood Skull. He used the Blood Skull's power to forcefully suppress Mo Xian, who had almost exhausted all his demonic energy. Dark Dao Pattern Seal. Following that, Mo Fengyan struck out 40 Dark Dao patterns and blasted them into Mo Xian. While devouring Mo Xian's consciousness, he forcefully sealed Mo Xian. After successfully sealing Mo Xian, Mo Fengyan appeared beside Mo Xian in a flash. He took out a dagger, cut open his own chest, grabbed Mo Xian, and pressed it into his chest. Boom! The moment Mo Xian fused with Mo Fengyan's body, an earth-shattering demonic energy was released from his body. It shattered his flesh and bones and destroyed his physical body. Dark Dao Intent Suppress. Seeing that Mo Fengyan's physical body was destroyed due to the backlash from Mo Xian, Mo Fengyan used the 40 Dark Dao patterns to forcefully suppress Mo Xian. Grand Elder, I'll leave the aftermath to you. After suppressing Mo Xian, Mo Fengyan, who was covered in blood, instructed the Scarlet Blood Heavenly Bat and left. When Yu Qinyuan and Yu Hong saw that Mo Fengyan had snatched away the precious Mo Xian, they looked at each other and saw the helplessness and pity in each other's eyes. They could imagine that once Mo Fengyan refined the Mo Xian, his strength would definitely improve. By then, even if the Yu family stepped in, they wouldn't be able to snatch the Mo Xian from Mo Fengyan. However, when they thought that Dragon Lake Sacred City might be suppressing Mo Xian's other bodies, the two of them got excited. They were prepared to snatch Mo Xian's other bodies at all costs. They couldn't let such a rare opportunity slip away from them again. Mobile reading website, book address. For the convenience of your next reading, you can click on the bookmark button at the bottom to record your reading history. You will be able to see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 565. There's nothing for you to do here, you can all leave. Mo Qianli, who had consumed a lot of energy, took a deep breath and looked at the spectating experts from the various major powers. The Yu family, follow me. Feeling that Longyuan's sacred city was far more complicated than he had imagined, Yu Qinyuan immediately brought the Yu family to the ancient courtyard to discuss the plan. After the Yu family left, Mo Qianli also left with the experts from the Western Devil sect. Gradually, after witnessing the unprecedented battle, the various major powers of the Western continent left one after another. The chaotic Longyuan sacred city gradually regained its calm. As for all this, Yi Chunfeng, who had sneaked into the ancient house through the underground tunnel, was unaware of it. At this moment, he took out the restless mysterious sword from the universe mirror and prepared to carefully study it. This mysterious sword doesn't have a sword tip, sword edge, or sword case. It seems like the other parts of this sword might be suppressing the other parts of that ominous object. When Yi Chunfeng carefully studied the mysterious sword, he discovered that even though half of the sword had merged with it, it was still incomplete. It was missing a lot of important parts. Who left this sword behind? What is the ominous object it suppresses? Thinking about that mysterious demon heart, Yi Chunfeng felt that Longyuan's sacred city was definitely hiding a huge secret, and that secret was closely related to this mysterious sword in his hand. I wonder if I can completely recognize this broken sword as its owner. Will I be able to obtain some important information? Yi Chunfeng took a deep breath. He bit his finger and pressed it on the blade of the broken sword, which was made of a special material. It was like cold iron, and slowly infused his blood into the sword. Half an incense's time, 1 incense's time, 2 hours, Yi Chunfeng had been infusing his blood into the mysterious sword for more than 2 hours, but he still couldn't establish a connection with it. This made Yi Chunfeng give up on the idea of infusing his blood into the sword and think of other method. God-Eater Brain, infiltrate. After pondering for a while, Yi Chunfeng controlled the God-Eater Brain's energy and sent it into the mysterious sword. He analyzed the structure of the mysterious sword and tried to understand its secret. Yes, those are spiritual rosary beads. When the power of the God-Eater Brain seeped into the mysterious sword, He found that the blood he injected into the sword was slowly revolving around a bead that looked like a star, but it was unable to seep into it. Within the rosary beads, strands of blurry souls slowly flowed. God-devouring brain, God-devouring soul. Sensing that the soul in the prayer bead was unusual, Yi Chunfeng immediately controlled the power of the God-eater brain to penetrate the prayer bead and tried to devour the soul in the prayer bead. He had a feeling that if the soul in the rosary disappeared, he would be able to completely control this mysterious sword. The restriction on the surface of the beads was very strong, but the existence of the God-eater brain was even more heaven-defying. Slowly, the God-eater brain released its soul power into the beads, trying to devour the soul inside. In the next moment, a vast amount of soul power gushed out from the rosary beads and surged into Yi Chunfeng's mind, wanting to tear his soul apart. However, Yi Chunfeng's soul had been tempered thousands of times and was exceptionally strong. It was not something that the soul in the rosary beads could destroy. After resisting the spiritual attack of the rosary beads, a large amount of information appeared in Yi Chunfeng's mind, and this information was related to the mysterious sword. Emperor Sky Sword, a middle-grade Tao artifact that Battle Sovereign Deity spent his entire life to refine. It contains the intent of the sword Tao and can shatter the heavens and earth. Battle Sovereign Deity, a middle-grade Tao artifact. Yi Chunfeng might not have heard of Battle Sovereign Deity's name, but if he had the ability to refine a middle-grade Tao artifact, it was enough to show that his strength had reached the pinnacle of the Duhan continent. However, the soul power in the rosary beads did not contain any information about why the Emperor Sky Sword was broken or why the Emperor Sky Sword was suppressing a ferocious object. This made Yi Chunfeng feel that it was a pity. After about 15 minutes, the soul in the rosary beads was devoured by the God-eater brain, and the mysterious sword became an ownerless item. It successfully integrated with Yi Chunfeng's blood and no longer resisted him. The Emperor Sky Sword recognized its owner, and a large amount of white light suddenly surged out from the Emperor Sky Sword's hilt and entered Yi Chunfeng's mind, forming a mystical sword move. The first move of the Emperor Sky Sword art, Sword of the King. This sword art contains the power of the king. If successfully cultivated, it can sever fate and extinguish the great Tao. Sever fate and extinguish the great Tao? What a boastful statement. I wonder what level this Emperor Sky Sword art has reached. After quickly reading through the Emperor Sky Sword art's cultivation chant, Yi Chunfeng took a deep breath. He had developed a strong interest in the Emperor Sky Sword art and was prepared to study it thoroughly. If he could really master the first move of the Emperor Sky Sword art, Sword of the King, he should be able to defeat Yu Zhongtian, Mo Wang, and the others with the attacking power of this move. There are still more than 2 hours before daybreak. I will cultivate as much as I can. Yi Chunfeng took a deep breath and cleared his mind of distracting thoughts. He controlled the God-eater brain to quickly deduce the first move of the Emperor Sky Sword art and started to cultivate the Sword of the King. 2 hours passed in the blink of an eye. Soon daybreak arrived. Yi Chunfeng, who was immersed in the process of cultivating the Emperor Sky Sword art, had no choice but to stop. He left the ancient house and met up with Shui Yuruo and the others before heading to the battleground. On the way to the battleground, Yi Chunfeng found out from Shui Yuruo about Mo Fengyun and the others' intense battle with the demon heart last night. When he found out that Mo Fengyun had sealed the demon heart at the last moment and fused it into his body, his heart skipped a beat and he felt extremely uneasy. This Mo Fengyun is indeed not simple. I wonder how strong he will be after fusing with the demon heart. Yi Chunfeng mumbled to himself. He had not expected Mo Fengyun to turn danger into opportunity. He was extremely impressed with his means and boldness. As expected, Mo Fengyun is not here. When Yi Chunfeng and the others arrived at the battleground, they did not see Mo Fengyun. Not only did Mo Fengyun not appear, but the 2 elders of the Yu family were also not present. Instead, The person from the demon sect appeared at the main spectator stand and was explaining something to the burly and naturally powerful Heisher Tuji. Mingwei, Heisher Tuji is very strong. You have to be careful when you fight with him. If you are no match for him, don't try to be brave to avoid any accident. Before the battle, Shui Yoro reminded him sternly, and Yi Chunfeng nodded and closed his eyes. He continued to control the God-Eater brain to deduce the Emperor Sky sword art and cultivate the King's sword. He absorbed the dragon aura and strengthened the power of the two-headed Blood Dragon King. The two-headed Blood Dragon King continued to absorb the dragon aura in the dragon-shaped patterns. A trace of aura that belonged to a true divine beast appeared in its body. Its power continued to increase and became more and more terrifying. However, as the two-headed Blood Dragon King continued to absorb the dragon aura in the dragon-shaped patterns continued to decrease. Only half of the dragon aura was left. Just as Yi Chunfeng entered a state of cultivation in the noisy arena, the exciting battle for the top 4 began. According to the order of the draw, Mo Wang and Yu Yiheng's battle was the first to begin. Yu Yiheng was the number 1 genius of the Yu clan and had extraordinary talent. He broke through to the rank 5 Reverse Beast King realm in less than 50 years and had a high chance of breaking through to the Combat Beast Sovereign realm. However, compared to Mo Wang, who was a rank 6 Reverse Beast King, there was still a big gap in strength. The moment the two of them exchanged blows, resplendent sparks of energy surged out and blossomed in the arena. Endless attacks intertwined, dazzling the eyes of the audience and making them exclaim in satisfaction. Water Dark Dao Extreme. Facing Mo Wang's ferocious attacks, Yu Yiheng, who was under immense pressure, didn't dare to hold back. He executed his first killer move. The Dark Dao pattern and the Water Dao pattern surged out of his body and fused together. They formed a dark river that swept towards Mo Wang. 100 Battles Blood Shadow. Mo Wang roared as he took a ferocious step forward. Over 100 blood shadows shot out from his body, as though he was a group of warriors ready to charge into the underground river. The two powerful attacks collided fiercely, causing the entire space to distort slightly. In about 10 breaths of time, the 100 Battles Blood Shadow tore through the dark river and attacked Yu Yiheng, forcing him to retreat repeatedly. It's over. After breaking through Yu Yiheng's killer move, Mo Wang seized the opportunity when Yu Yiheng's blood was in turmoil to launch another wave of attacks. Wave after wave of attacks bombarded Yu Yiheng, suppressing his attacks. In the end, Mo Wang's terrifying attacks broke through his defenses and sent him flying. He lost the match. Mobile reading site, book address. To make it easier for you to read this book next time, you can click Save at the bottom to record this book. You will be able to see it the next time you open your bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 566. So strong. This Mo Wang is truly worthy of being the number 1 expert of the Western continent's younger generation. With this kind of strength, he can definitely contend against an emperor. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the battle between the two geniuses of the Yu family more and more. I'm sure the battle will be spectacular. After witnessing Mo Wang's absolute victory over Yu Yiheng, almost everyone was convinced by his shocking strength. Under the leadership of the Western Demon sect, Mo Wang's name was gradually being mentioned in the arena. Bingyu, if you were to fight with Mo Wang, what are your chances of defeating him? Asked Yu Zhongtian, who was sitting calmly on the main viewing platform. His expression was neither happy nor sad as he looked at Yu Bingyu, who was wearing a tight martial arts robe. Her long legs were crossed, and she exuded a kind of wild beauty. Mo Wang is very strong. If I use all my trump cards, I estimate that I only have a 50% chance of winning. Yu Bingyu looked at Mo Wang's proud back and said after a moment of thought. Looks like you value this Mo Wang a lot. Yu Zhongtian revealed a rare smile. Not just anyone can become the #1 expert of the Western continent's younger generation. Moreover, I see the shadow of Mo Fengyun in him. Yu Bingyu said. Mo Fengyun. Yu Zhongtian's eyebrows twitched slightly as he recalled the method he used to forcibly merge with the demon heart last night. He nodded and said, Mo Fengyun is indeed a character. However, if Mo Wang wants to grow to his level, he still has a long way to go. Yeah, even for us, if we want to reach Mo Fengyun's level, we need a great opportunity. However, this Dragon Abyss is a very good opportunity. If we can obtain the opportunity in the Dragon Abyss and return to the Yu family, we should be able to enjoy even more cultivation resources. Yu Bingyu nodded and said, Yes, we must obtain the opportunity in the Dragon Abyss this time. Yu Zhongtian nodded. His eyes that were as deep as the sea shot out a look of anticipation. Su Mingwei, it's our turn. Just as the entire arena was chanting Mo Wang's name, a roar filled with battle intent exploded in the arena like thunder. In the next moment, Heisher Tuji, who was tall and burly with explosive muscles and emitted a strong sense of oppression, leaped up and landed on the arena like a moving meteor. The valiant way of entering the arena and the invincible aura made the noisy arena completely silent. Seeing Heisher Wuji's eyes filled with fighting spirit, Yi Chunfeng smiled and slowly stood up. He summoned his soul wings and slowly flew to the arena, landing in front of Heisher Wuji. Bingyu, who do you think will have the last laugh in this competition? Looking at the black rock earth pole who resembled Tarzan and Yi Chunfeng who made a low-key entrance, Yu Zhongtian took a sip of the spirit tea that emitted traces of spirit energy and asked with great interest. This blackstone earth pole is very strong, but I feel that Su Mingwei has a higher chance of winning. Yu Bingyu's beautiful phoenix eyes shone brightly. She looked at Heisher Tuji, who was full of fighting spirit, and Yi Chunfeng, who was calm. Haha, I didn't expect you to favor that Su Mingwei. Yu Zhongtian revealed a trace of surprise. He put down the teacup in his hand and said with a smile. Yes, I favor him more, and the reason is just a feeling. Yu Bingyu nodded and said, Feeling? A woman's sixth sense? Yu Zhongtian said with a smile. Let's wait and see. Maybe that Su Mingwei will really give us a surprise. Yu Bingyu picked up the teacup, took a sip of tea and said slowly, Su Mingwei, I have been looking forward to fighting with you for a long time. Don't disappoint me. Heisher Tuji exuded a powerful aura and said with a high fighting spirit, I will satisfy you. Yi Chunfeng said with a calm tone, making it impossible for others to see through his thoughts. Haha, then let's fight. Let's see who is stronger. Heisher Tuji laughed arrogantly. His aura rose steadily, causing the corners of his clothes to flutter without wind, and his long black hair to dance wildly. The sound of beans being stir-fried rang out from his body, and numerous earthworm-like veins extended and twisted in his swollen muscles. Seeing Heisher Tuji's full strength, many people gasped. At this time, Heisher Tuji gave people the feeling that he was a humanoid monster. His terrifying aura made people feel like their guts were being torn apart. Facing the impact of Heisher Tuji's aura, Yi Chunfeng was like a boulder, unmoving. However, in the next moment, Yi Chunfeng's aura changed drastically. The killing intent in his body, which was made up of blood and bones, gushed out without reservation. Like a divine sword, it tore apart the aura released by Black Rock Earth Pole. Just as Heisher Tuji was shocked by Yi Chunfeng's terrifying killing intent, Yi Chunfeng moved. He took a step forward, and a thunderous sound rang out from under his feet. In a flash, he appeared in front of Heisher Tuji. The power of the 4 spiritual pearls erupted at the same time, and he punched towards Heisher Tuji's chest. Yi Chunfeng's punch was very sudden, but Heisher Tuji reacted quickly. Rolling power surged into his fist, and he met it with a punch. Boom! The two's fists collided, and millions of Jin of power erupted. The powerful rebounding force fluctuated, and dense water ripples appeared in the air. Yi Chunfeng and He Shituji continued to unleash powerful attack. Punch after punch, they bombarded each other. Their speed was so fast that it was too much for the eyes to take in. Boom, 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 the two fought wantonly, using speed to fight speed and power to fight power. Terrifying shockwaves spread out with their bodies as the center, causing the arena to shake violently. Too frightening. Their power is too frightening. I reckon that ordinary defiant beast kings would be crushed to death by the shockwaves from their battle. He Shituji is a monster, and I didn't expect Su Mingwei to be a monster as well. I wonder who will last until the end. Seeing the two's intense exchange, the stands were filled with cries of surprise. The atmosphere in the arena was also ignited bit by bit. Awesome, awesome, I haven't had such a good fight in a long time. The two exchanged thousands of blows in an extremely short period of time, and neither could do anything to the other. This battle to his heart's content made He Shituji extremely satisfied. Big Dipper Tyrant Fist. He Shituji's fist collided with Yi Chunfeng's, and he decisively changed his move. Thousands of kilograms of strength surged out of his body, shining brightly. With an incomparably tyrannical strength, it crushed towards Yi Chunfeng. Soul-suppressing tablet. The celestial dipper fist crushed through space. Yi Chunfeng also used a powerful soul skill. His entire body's strength and soul power fused together, condensing into a huge hand holding the soul-suppressing tablet and fiercely suppressing the celestial dipper fist. Boom! The two soul skills collided, and the explosive force tore through layers of space. The terrifying shockwaves scattered in the air, causing the entire space to become chaotic. Deng deng! Suffering the impact of the collision, Yi Chunfeng and He Shituji's bodies trembled at the same time, and they were both forced back. However, Yi Chunfeng only took 3 steps back, while He Shituji took 7 steps back before stabilizing his body. In a contest of strength, it was clear who was stronger and who was weaker at a glance. Looking for Monday's red packet. / or remember the URL. Sanwu Chinese Network. Chapter 567. In terms of strength, He Shituji actually lost. Too terrifying. That Su Mingwei is actually able to suppress He Shituji, who is a rank 5 reverse beast king. He is definitely going to be the dark horse of this tournament. He Shituji's strength is not limited to this. That Su Mingwei might have the upper hand in terms of strength, but it is almost impossible for him to truly defeat He Shituji. I feel that the final victor will still be He Shituji. Seeing the changes in the situation, the spectators on the viewing platform all expressed their opinions. However, with such a huge gap in strength, there were still more people who thought that He Shituji would have the last laugh. Su Mingwei, you are a good opponent. However, the final victor will definitely be me. I am going to use my weapon. As he spoke, He Shituji's yin and yang ring flashed with red light, and a crimson axe appeared in his hand. The axe was engraved with a large number of fire runes, and it weighed over 5,000 kilograms. It was a high-grade heaven artifact. This heavy axe was called the Bloodthirsty Heaven Axe. It was the high-grade heaven artifact that Mo Dao had won from Mo Fengyun in a bet. It is still too early to talk about the victor. Yi Chunfeng smiled as the broken Emperor Sky Sword appeared in his hand. The moment the Emperor Sky Sword appeared, the entire arena was in an uproar. Everyone was astonished that Yi Chunfeng wanted to use a broken sword to fight against He Shituji. How dare you humiliate me? When He Shituji saw the broken Emperor Sky Sword in Yi Chunfeng's hand, he was instantly infuriated. His entire body exploded with a suffocating power as he attacked Yi Chunfeng. Chi! The axe cleaved down, and there was the sound of cloth being torn apart. The terrifying axe light swept through the air as it cleaved down at Yi Chunfeng. He Shituji's axe cleaved down, but Yi Chunfeng didn't dodge. Sword-type Dao patterns gushed out of his body, and his aura instantly changed. His invincible and overbearing aura instantly became incomparably sharp. His entire body was like a divine sword that had been unsheathed, and his sword swept out in all directions. Tai sword art. Yi Chunfeng flicked his wrist, and 10 sword Dao patterns shot out like water ripples. They surged in midair and densely attacked He Tu's axe radiance. Even though Yi Chunfeng rarely used the supreme grade heavenly skill, the Tai sword art, which he had learned in the Death Ridge, the Tai sword art's attack power wasn't weak at all. In addition to the amplification of the sword-based Dao pattern, it directly broke through He Tu's axe light. The remaining power didn't diminish as it pierced towards He Tu's body. Earth Dao Insight Defense. He Tuji raised his eyebrows. He didn't expect Yi Chunfeng to break through his attack so easily. 20 Earth Dao patterns surged out from his body, forming a defensive light shield that blocked the Tai sword art's attack. Xian Ming Extreme Dao. The moment He Tuji used the concept of Earth to block the Tai sword art, Yi Chunfeng didn't give him any chance to take a breather. 30 Illusory Dao patterns, 1 Illusory Dao pattern, and 10 sword Dao patterns fused together to form a destructive attack. It swept up billowing air currents like a tornado that traversed the void and blasted towards He Tuji. Earth Dao Insight Triple Defense. He Tu knew how terrifying the Xian Ming Extreme Dao was. 30 Earth Dao patterns surged out from his body and formed an impregnable defensive wall in front of him, blocking the Xian Ming Extreme Dao's attack that was like sand being washed away by wave. Boom, 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 boom. When the Xian Ming Extreme Dao bombarded the wall formed by the 30 Earth Dao patterns, there was a series of explosions. The powerful attacks continued to explode on the wall, shattering the Earth Dao patterns one by one. Tai sword art, horizontal sword slash. Just as the Xian Ming Extreme Dao blasted apart the Earth Dao Insight wall, Yi Chunfeng's entire body merged with the Empyrean Heaven sword in his hand and pierced out a 10-foot-thick sword light. It tore through the air and sliced through all obstacles as it pierced the Earth Dao Insight wall. Kacha, the Earth Dao Insight wall, was penetrated by Yi Chunfeng's horizontal sword slash. Before He Tu could react, the extremely sharp sword light's remaining power struck his strong shoulder, leaving a bloody hole on his shoulder. Large amounts of blood flowed out. He is injured. He Tu is injured. Oh gosh, could Su Mingwei be a sword Dao genius as well? This is too terrifying. I originally thought that He Tu had a strong foundation. I didn't expect Su Mingwei's foundation to be even stronger than his. It seems like Su Mingwei really has the possibility of defeating He Tu's instant kill. After piercing through He Tu's shoulder, Yi Chunfeng followed up with another attack. His entire body merged with the Empyrean Heaven sword again and turned into an extremely fast sword shadow. It blended with the sharp sword Dao pattern and pierced towards He Tu's throat. Yi Chunfeng's attack was too fast. It was so fast that He Tu didn't have time to dodge. Just as He Tu's throat was pierced by Yi Chunfeng's instant kill, He Tu's body suddenly shot out boundless earth light. A large amount of Earth Dao pattern gathered in front of him and formed the Earth Dao Insight wall again, blocking Yi Chunfeng's sword that was as fast as lightning. 40 Earth Dao patterns. 4th stage Earth Dao Insight. Seeing that the Earth Dao Insight wall contained 40 Earth Dao patterns, Yi Chunfeng's brows lifted slightly and revealed a trace of shock. He was shocked by He Tu's comprehension of the Earth Dao Insight. Not only did Yi Chunfeng reveal a shocked expression, but the spectators on the spectators' stand also let out exclamations of shock. He Tu's comprehension of the Earth Dao Insight had deeply shocked their hearts and made them feel reverence. I didn't expect you to actually force me to use my final trump card. You are really surprising me more and more. After condensing 40 Earth Dao patterns, He Tu, who had obtained a chance to catch his breath, took a deep breath and suppressed the surging blood in his body. He said in a deep voice, "However, it is time for this match to end." "Why? Do you think I can't break through your defense?" Even though the Earth Tao Insight's defense was extremely terrifying, Yi Chunfeng still had a way to break it. A large amount of sword Tao patterns spurted out and revolved around his body, forming a hazy sword rain. Tai Sword Art, Horizontal Sword Slash. After raising his sword Tao to the second level, Yi Chunfeng executed the horizontal sword slash again and attacked Heisher Tuesday. With a thrust of the sword, 20 sword Tao patterns were wantonly released. They were extremely sharp, and the terrifying horizontal sword slash was extremely powerful. It pierced into the Earth Tao Insight wall formed by the 40 Earth Tao patterns. Kacha, after being attacked by the horizontal sword slash, the Earth Tao Insight wall wasn't pierced through. However, cracks still appeared on the surface of the Earth Tao Insight wall. 5 million pounds of force break. Just as everyone thought that Yi Chunfeng wouldn't be able to break through the Earth Tao Insight wall formed by Heisher II, the power of the 4 spiritual pearls burst out like a surging tide and poured into the Emperor's Sky Sword. The Emperor's Sky Sword might be severely damaged, and all the offensive array patterns were broken. However, it was still a middle-grade Tao artifact, and its toughness was beyond the scope of a heaven artifact. Break. Feeling that the attacking power of the Emperor's Sky Sword had been activated, Yi Chunfeng burst out with a roar. He gripped the Emperor's Sky Sword tightly with both hands and exerted force. He pierced through the Earth Tao Insight wall with an irresistible force. What? Seeing the impregnable Earth Tao Insight wall being pierced through by the damaged Emperor's Sky Sword, Heisher II raised his eyebrows and revealed a look of disbelief. His body flashed as he decisively dodged. However, the moment he dodged, an afterimage appeared beside him and sealed off the space he could dodge. Mystic Underworld Extreme Tao. Yi Chunfeng burst out with a roar and seized the opportunity when Heisher II dodged hastily. Once again, he struck the Mystic Underworld Extreme Tao on his body. Following a loud sound, Heisher II's body defense was broken through by the Mystic Underworld Extreme Tao. The terrifying Mystic Underworld Extreme Tao smashed onto his body and sent him flying dozens of meters away. He almost fell out of the arena and lost the match. Mobile reading website, book address. For the convenience of your next reading, you can click on the bookmark button at the bottom to record this reading record. You will be able to see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blogs, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 568. Oh my god, is Heisher Tuji going to lose? That Su Mingwei's attack power is too terrifying. Even the 4th layer of Earth Tao intent couldn't withstand his attack. Witnessing the scene of Heisher Tuji being blasted away by Yi Chunfeng, the spectators were so shocked that their eyeballs were about to fall out. What a powerful attack power! Where did this kid come from? He actually has the strength to suppress Heisher. The demon Taoist's expression instantly turned gloomy. The development of the battle had completely exceeded his imagination. He couldn't accept that Heisher Tuji, who had inherited his legacy, was actually countered by Yi Chunfeng in every aspect. Luo Mo, it's not a shame that you lost to him. Su Mingwei has hidden his strength too deeply. I'm afraid he still has trump cards that he hasn't used yet. Heisher Tuji might not be a match for him. The 3 Corpses sect master, who had been brooding, looked at Yi Chunfeng with flickering eyes. Although he really wanted Yi Chunfeng to lose the battle, after witnessing Yi Chunfeng's stunning performance, he had to admit that Yi Chunfeng was indeed qualified to occupy a spot in the top 4. Su Mingwei, you are really powerful. You actually broke through my defense. However, the final victory will belong to me. Accept my final attack. Heisher Tuji wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth and climbed up from the ground. He held the high-grade heaven artifact, Bloodthirsty Sky Axe, and launched his final attack at Yi Chunfeng. At the same time, a violent earth bear that was tens of meters tall and emitted a violent aura appeared behind him. It let out a ferocious roar at Yi Chunfeng. Bloodline Ignition, Berserk Demon. He Shi Tuji roared. The violent Earth Bear's bloodline was completely ignited. He fell into a berserk state as his strength rose steadily. 9 berserk axes, first axe. With a chop of the axe, the terrifying berserk power and bloodline power fused together, forming a shocking blood axe. It slashed through the sky, separated the void, and slashed towards Yi Chunfeng in an overbearing manner. Tai sword technique, one word banana. Yi Chunfeng's entire body erupted with strength of 5 million kilograms. 20 sword Dao patterns fused into the Emperor Sky's broken sword as it slashed across the chaotic space and cleaved down on the 9 axes crazed devil. Rumble. The moment the two attacks collided, it was as if 2 meteorites had crashed into each other, setting off a torrential shockwave that swept across the entire arena, crashing into the bodies of Yi Chunfeng and He Shi Tuji. 9 mad demon axes, second axe. Just as Yi Chunfeng used single banana to block crazed demon's axe, He Shi Tuji, who only knew how to kill in his frenzied state, chopped out a second time. 2 crimson-red axe lights slashed down from the sky, cutting through the torrential chi wave and one word banana that swept up, heading straight for Yi Chunfeng. Boom! Boom! 2 loud sounds rang out. A deafening explosion rang out from the sturdy arena. Just as everyone widened their eyes and looked at Yi Chunfeng, who was in the middle of the shockwave. They wanted to see if Yi Chunfeng could block He Shi Tuji's attack, but they realized that Yi Chunfeng had disappeared. All of a sudden, a blurry wind shadow appeared in midair. At the crucial moment, Jiang Yi executed the wind-riding technique and dodged the 2 axes of the crazed devil. He appeared beside He Shi Tuji and released 20 sword Dao patterns, attacking He Shi Tuji. Not good. He Shi Tuji didn't expect Yi Chunfeng to be so fast. He flashed and quickly dodged. However, Yi Chunfeng's attack speed was too fast. Under the concentrated attack, He Shi Tuji, who was flying in midair, was forced to retreat. His blood and chi that he had just suppressed started to rumble again. Instant kill sword. Immediately after, Yi Chunfeng and the Emperor Sky's broken sword merged together and fused the sword Dao patterns. They continued to attack He Shi Tuji. The lightning-fast attacks were too much for He Shi Tuji to take in, and he was once again suppressed. Crazed devil 3 axes, 4th axes. After being restrained by Yi Chunfeng's speed, He Shi Tuji, who was in the crazed devil state, became even crazier. He constantly executed the 9 crazed devil axes, which he inherited from the demon Taoist. He cleaved out shocking axes and counterattacked with all his might. However, Yi Chunfeng, who was executing the wind-riding technique, was too fast. He Shi Tuji's crazed devil 3 axes couldn't even hit his body. Gradually, He Shi Tuji's energy consumption increased, and his attack speed started to show signs of slowing down. Such a familiar movement skill. Seeing Yi Chunfeng executing the wind-riding technique, Mo Qianli, Gu, and the others frowned and felt a sense of déjà vu. However, they didn't think that Su Mingwei was actually Yi Chunfeng in disguise. A woman's sixth sense is indeed terrifying. If that He Shi Tuji doesn't have a trump card that can restrain Su Mingwei's speed, he will be powerless. Yu Zhongtian, who was drinking spirit tea, had a relaxed expression as he watched the intense exchange of moves between the two. If He Shi Tuji had a way to restrain Su Mingwei's speed, he would have used it long ago. Moreover, his energy consumption is getting worse. He doesn't have a chance in this match. Yu Bingyu said faintly. After speaking, she closed her eyes and no longer paid attention to this fierce battle. Seeing Yu Bingyu closing her eyes to rest, Yu Zhongtian smiled faintly and closed his eyes as well. In their opinion, whether it was He Shi Tuji or Yi Chunfeng's advancement, they weren't a threat at all. The only person who could threaten them in this Dragon Lake Sacred City martial meet was Mo Wang. Dark Extreme Dao. Yi Chunfeng used his speed to dodge He Shi Tuji's 6 crazed devil axes and appeared above He Shi Tuji's head. Illusion Dao pattern, Sword Dao pattern, and Fire Dao pattern fused together and blasted out a terrifying dark extreme Dao force towards He Shirtuji. At this critical moment, He Shirtuji's arms erupted with thousands of kilograms of strength as he raised the high-grade heaven artifact, Bloodthirsty Sky Axe, to block with all his might. However, the destructive power of the dark extreme Dao force was too terrifying. When it hit the Bloodthirsty Sky Axe, the destructive power generated surged into He Shirtuji's arms like a tide, causing his body to tremble and fall from the sky like a kite with a broken string. He Shirtuji, you've lost. Yi Chunfeng, who was flapping his soul wings in the air, didn't chase after the heavily injured He Shirtuji as he fell to the ground and spat out blood. Instead, he said emotionlessly, "Su Mingwei, let's talk about victory after you receive my final attack." He Shirtuji took a deep breath and suppressed the roiling blood and injuries in his body. He quickly got up from the ground and roared loudly. In the next moment, He Shirtuji's blood and spirit beast bloodline burned. He ignored his injuries and forcefully used the strongest attack he knew. Crazed Demon 7 Axes. A ball of bloody light exploded from He Shirtuji's body. His arm, which had swelled to the limit, gripped the Bloodthirsty Sky Axe tightly. He instantly slashed out 7 axe lights, which carried a shocking destructive power, towards Yi Chunfeng. Emperor Heavenly Sword Technique, King's Sword. As He Shirtuji used his strongest attack, Yi Chunfeng, who had comprehended a trace of the King's Sword, took a risk and used the Emperor Heavenly Sword Technique. The terrifying King's Sword slowly condensed and tore the space apart to form the Emperor Heavenly Sword, which went towards the crazed Demon 7 Axes. Yi Chunfeng was a little unfamiliar with using the King's Sword, and the King's Sword had not reached its attack limit. However, when it slashed against the crazed Demon 7 Axes, the attack of the King's Sword shocked heaven and earth. Boom! The violent explosion shook heaven and earth, and space started to distort. The area where the two of them were at became blurry, and the restrictions around the arena trembled violently under the impact of this destructive power. Everyone in the stands was stunned by the terrifying destructive power. They stared at the chaotic battle arena, wanting to see who had won and who had lost. Black Rock Tuji, covered in blood, flew out of the Tiamat's wrath and fell out of the battle arena. He had lost the battle between a dragon and a tiger. Remember the website. Sanwa Chinese Network. Chapter 569. He won. Ming Wei really won. After witnessing Yi Chunfeng defeating the Black Rock Earth Pole, Shui Yoruo was stunned. She covered her mouth tightly with her fair and tender hands, trying hard not to scream. Damn it! Where did that kid come from? Who did he learn that sword move from? The gloomy Taoist Mo couldn't accept the result of the Black Rock Earth Pole's defeat. He crushed the crystal cup in his hand and glared at Yi Chunfeng, gnashing his teeth. Roar! Roar! Just as the destructive storm gradually dissipated and Yi Chunfeng appeared before everyone's eyes, a dragon's roar suddenly sounded from below the arena. In the next moment, a large amount of dragon aura gushed out of the arena and gathered in midair. It was like a divine dragon baring its fangs and brandishing its claws as it merged into the dragon-shaped pattern on Yi Chunfeng's forehead. What a strong dragon aura! Why is Su Mingwei's dragon aura stronger than Mo Wang's after defeating the Black Rock Earth Pole? Could it be that Su Mingwei's talent has surpassed Mo Wang's? Seeing the dragon aura crazily merging into Yi Chunfeng's forehead, the ring-shaped grandstand once again exclaimed in surprise. Even Yu Zhongtian and Yu Bingyu opened their eyes, revealing a trace of astonishment. It's complete. The body of dragon aura in the dragon-shaped pattern is finally complete. Yi Chunfeng, who was bathed in the strong dragon aura, felt the changes in the dragon-shaped pattern. He opened his eyes and revealed a faint smile. With a flash, he crossed a few hundred meters and arrived at the grandstand. Ming Wei, that sword move you used just now was taught to you by your master? Thinking about the destructive power of the King's Sword, Shui Yoruo, who couldn't calm down for a long time, asked curiously. Yes, that move was created by my master. Yi Chunfeng nodded and made up a story casually. That terrifying destructive power is probably beyond a mid-grade Dao technique. Shui Honghen took a deep breath and suppressed the shock in her heart as she said slowly. I don't know the level of that move either. Master didn't tell me. Yi Chunfeng shook his head. After he finished speaking, Yi Chunfeng did not give Shui Yorua and company a chance to ask any questions. He closed his eyes and controlled the God-Eater brain to continue deducing the Emperor Heavenly Sword art and devouring the dragon aura. It's my turn. Yu Zhongtian glanced at Yi Chunfeng, who was meditating with his eyes closed, causing him to feel a trace of interest. He slowly stood up and entered the arena together with the genius of the Western Devil Sect, Mo Qianxin. Mo Qianxin was only the third genius of the Western Devil Sect, and almost no one thought highly of him. However, when he fought with Yu Zhongtian, the strength he displayed shocked everyone present. Why is Mo Qianxin's attack so similar to Mo Fengyun's? Even Yi Chunfeng was captivated by this intense battle. As he watched Mo Zhongxin's attacks and the soul skills he used, Yi Chunfeng felt a sense of déjà vu, heavenly demon dance. Yu Zhongtian and Mo Qianxin fought for thousands of rounds, but Yu Zhongtian was still unable to suppress Mo Qianxin. Yu Zhongtian gradually lost his patience and executed the Yu family's inherited demonic technique. A black demonic shadow appeared on Yu Zhongtian's body and wielded a powerful demonic blade. It swept up a shocking demonic aura and slashed at Mo Qianxin. Black Wheel of Death. The demonic shadow formed by the heavenly demon dance slashed over. A large number of dark Dao patterns appeared on Mo Qianxin's body and turned into 10 black wheels of death. They sealed the space and met the black demonic shadow's attack head-on. Boom, boom, boom. The heavenly demon shadow and the black wheels of death clashed fiercely in midair, and dense explosions rang out. After a round of ferocious attacks, Mo Qianxin's 10 black wheels of death were all destroyed by the heavenly demon shadow. After destroying Mo Qianxin's attack, the heavenly demon shadow carried a dense demonic aura and continued to attack. He wanted to defeat Mo Qianxin in one go. Myriad transformations. Black Lotus. As the heavenly demon shadow neared, Mo Qianxin immediately opened his mouth. A pitch-black demonic lotus that was slowly blooming flew out of his mouth and struck the heavenly demon shadow at close range. Boom! The myriad transformations. Black Lotus exploded. The terrifying explosive force heavily bombarded the heavenly demon shadow's body and directly blew it into pieces. Heavenly demon shadow. After the demonic shadow was shattered by Mo Qianxin, Yu Zhongtian continued to use his killing move. The demonic shadow behind him turned into a crescent moon that pierced through the void and slashed at Mo Qianxin like a demonic moon. Great demon slaying dragon blade. Mo Qianxin, who was getting braver as he fought, did not dodge. His entire body fused with the mid-grade heaven artifact battle saber in his hand and turned into a demonic dragon-like saber light. It fused the dark Dao pattern and the saber Dao pattern as it met the attack. For a moment, the entire martial arena was swallowed by the sound of explosions. The impact formed a terrifying sound wave that shook the restrictions around the martial arena violently. I didn't expect that the Western Demon Sect had hidden an expert like you aside from Mo Wang. It seems like I have to be serious. As he spoke, a black demonic tiger appeared on Yu Zhongtian's body. He quickly burned his spiritual beast bloodline, and his strength rose steadily. He surpassed the half-step combat beast emperor realm and reached the first-rank combat beast emperor realm. As expected, this Yu Zhongtian can instantly possess the strength of a first-rank combat beast emperor. Sensing Yu Zhongtian's sudden increase in strength, Yi Chunfeng's eyes lit up. From Yu Zhongtian's various methods, if Yi Chunfeng wanted to defeat him, he had to use his trump card and burn his bloodline power. I admit defeat. Just as Yu Zhongtian's strength rose to the level of a first-rank combat beast emperor and was about to launch a fierce attack, Mo Qianxin suddenly admitted defeat. Without any hesitation, he turned and flew off the martial arena. Yu Zhongtian did not expect Mo Qianxin to suddenly admit defeat and was startled. Looking at Mo Qianxin's departing figure, he could not help but frown. Ing. When Mo Qianxin admitted defeat, a dragon roar echoed in the martial arena. A large amount of dragon aura poured into the dragon pattern on Yu Zhongtian's forehead. Soon, Yu Zhongtian also condensed a complete dragon aura body. His dragon aura body was longer than Yi Qinfeng's. After Yu Zhongtian defeated Mo Qianxin, the final battle of the top four immediately began. The two combatants were Yu Bingyu, who had a sexy figure and a wild beauty, and Shadow, who wore a silver mask and looked mysterious. "You're very strong, but if you want to defeat me, you'll need to show some true ability," Ing said without a trace of emotion as he held a middle-grade heavenly sword that was as thin as a cicada's wings. He looked at Yu Bingyu with high battle intent and said emotionlessly, "True ability." Yu Bingyu revealed a cold smile. "Let's see if you can force out my true ability." After saying that, the two tall women moved at the same time, launching fierce attacks at each other. Although Yu Bingyu and Shadow's battle was not as fierce as Yu Zhongtian and Mo Qianxin's, they still pushed their speed to the limit. Dazzling afterimages crisscrossed and collided in the martial arena, causing ripples to appear in the air. The two women fought for an incense stick's worth of time. Shadow, who specialized in shadow attacks and assassination, had a slight advantage. Her unpredictable attacks suppressed Yu Bingyu's attack speed. Devil's Shadow Dance. With her attack speed suppressed by Shadow, Yu Bingyu immediately circulated her devil arts, summoning a powerful devil shadow that increased her strength and fiercely counterattacked. While Yu Bingyu condensed a devil shadow, Shadow also used a powerful killing move. The two women continued to fight fiercely, and the battle became more and more exciting. Time slowly passed. The two women exchanged tens of thousands of blows. Yu Bingyu relied on her strength and inheritance to gradually suppress Shadow's unfathomable speed. Finally, Yu Bingyu's skill was a level higher. After a bitter battle of over 2 hours, she defeated Shadow and obtained the final spot in the top four. The top four were now Mo Wang, Yi Qinfeng, Yu Zhongtian, and Yu Bingyu. Mobile reading website, book address. To make it easier for you to read this book next time, you can click Save at the bottom to record this book. The next time you open your bookshelf, you'll see it. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 570. Alright, today's competition is over. The semi-finals will begin tomorrow morning. In order to increase the suspense, Mo Qianli didn't draw lots immediately after the semi-finals ended. He left the suspense until the next day. Sect Master, I was severely injured in the battle with He Shituji. I will go and recuperate first. In order to avoid being pestered by Shui Yoruo and the others, Yi Qinfeng immediately went to the ancient courtyard where he was staying and set up a restriction to avoid being disturbed. Master, do you think Mingwei has a chance of winning tomorrow's battle? Thinking about today's battle, Shui Yoruo still felt like she was in a dream. Although she had high expectations for Yi Qinfeng, she didn't expect Yi Qinfeng to surpass all the difficulties and defeat the top geniuses of various major forces to enter the semi-finals of the Longyuan Sacred City. Not only did this result create a record in the history of the mysterious underworld sect, but it also created a record in the Black Nether County. I don't know. I realized that I can't see through Su Mingwei at all. Shui Honghen shook her head. She was also shocked by Yi Qinfeng's performance today. If she didn't sense that Yi Qinfeng's soul-spirit memory still existed in his mind, she would have suspected Su Mingwei's true identity. I hope Mingwei can create another miracle. When the competition ends, our mysterious underworld sect will be rewarded handsomely because of him. Shui Yoro was looking forward to it. Her determination to conquer Yi Chunfeng became even stronger. She had no doubt that Yi Chunfeng would be able to break through to the combat beast sovereign realm if given enough time. By then, she would obtain unimaginable benefits from him. The mysterious underworld sect would also have the opportunity to become the only rank 7 sacred ground in the Black Nether County and dominate the Black Nether County. I wonder if Mo Fengyun will appear tomorrow. If he doesn't appear, Mo Qianli and Gu Yu shouldn't be suspicious if I reveal some of my trump cards. Although Yi Chunfeng had fought with Mo Qianli, Gu Yu, and the others in the misty immortal realm, their understanding of Yi Chunfeng was far inferior to Mo Fengyun's. As long as Mo Fengyun didn't appear, Yi Chunfeng decided to take the risk and reveal some of his trump cards. He would fight with all his strength in tomorrow's competition and plunder more dragon aura to nourish the two-headed blood dragon king. At the same time, in the Longyuan Saint City, there was an ancient courtyard sealed by a large number of runes. It was heavily guarded. The level 8 heavenly beast, Crimson Bloodbat, was guarding outside a completely sealed stone room, guarding the stone room that was occasionally emitting demonic chi. Ah! Suddenly, a bone-chilling roar rang out from the stone room. Following that, the demonic chi gushing out of the stone room suddenly intensified. It was like a surging tide, wantonly spreading out of the stone room, causing the entire stone room to shake violently. Inside the stone chamber, Mo Fengyun, who had forcefully fused with his demon heart, had a large number of cracks appearing on his body. Endless demonic chi was released from his demon heart, battering his body. If it wasn't for Mo Fengyun's extraordinary willpower, his heart of martial arts, and his powerful physique, the pain of forcibly fusing with his demon heart would have already caused him to collapse mentally. Fuse! Enduring the demonic chi released by his demon heart, the tormented Mo Fengyun gritted his teeth and continued to fuse with his demon heart. This fusion was already the 9th time he had fused with his demon heart. The previous 8 times had all ended in failure. As the demon heart was being refined by the flame of life and fused with bit by bit, Mo Fengyun once again experienced the feeling of living a life worse than death. More and more cracks appeared on his body, and a large amount of blood seeped out, drenching his clothes. However, with the experience of the previous 8 failures, there was a slight opportunity for him to fuse with his demon heart for the 9th time. Grasping this opportunity, Mo Fengyun endured the inhuman pain and forcefully fused with his demon heart. A large amount of demonic blood flowed into his body through the demon heart. His strength was also slowly increasing in the process of fusing with his demon heart. At daybreak, Mo Fengyun finally managed to fuse with the mysterious demon heart. The unbreakable bottleneck had also loosened a little, and there was a possibility of him breaking through to level 3 combat beast emperor at any time. Phew, I finally made it. Mo Fengyun, whose mind was on the verge of collapse and whose clothes were completely drenched in blood, let out a long sigh of relief. If he was still unable to fuse with his demon heart, even with his strong willpower, he would have no choice but to give up. Fortunately, he had persevered until the end and completed the initial fusion with his demon heart. Once the powerful demon heart had completely fused with him, he would have the strongest cultivation foundation to break through the bottleneck and become a level 3 combat beast emperor. After Mo Fengyun had made it through the most difficult time, he went into seclusion to fuse with his demon heart. The exciting semi-finals were about to begin. The experts of various major forces had arrived early, wanting to witness the peak showdown between the 4 most outstanding geniuses of the Dragon Lake Sacred City martial competition. After drawing lots, Yi Chunfeng had drawn the half-step combat beast Emperor Yu Bingyu. The favorite to win the competition, Yu Zhongtian, would meet Mo Wuang in advance. Bingyu, looks like you and I will meet in the finals. Yu Zhongtian revealed a satisfied smile at the result of the draw. Although Mo Wuang was very strong, Yu Zhongtian believed that he could still defeat him. He also knew Yu Bingyu's strength. As long as there were no accidents, Yu Bingyu would definitely defeat Yi Qinfeng and advance to the finals. Zhongtian, that Mo Wang is not simple. You must not be careless. Otherwise, you may very well lose to him. Yu Bingyu solemnly reminded him. I know. I will defeat him in one go. Yu Zhongtian nodded. In order to increase the intensity of the competition and to better stimulate the dragon qi in the Dragon Lake Sacred City, Mo Qianli and Yu Qinyuan had discussed and decided to hold the two semi-finals at the same time. Senior brother Mingwei, do your best. No matter the outcome, we will support you. Hong Lin looked at Yi Qinfeng with a face full of worship. She clenched her fists tightly and cheered for him. Yi Qinfeng nodded and slowly stood up. Like an unsheathed sword, he streaked across the sky and landed on the stage. Silence awaited his opponent, Yu Bingyu. Bingyu, let's go. Seeing that Yi Qinfeng was the first to enter the stage, Yu Zhongtian smiled in disdain. He walked in the air with Yu Bingyu as if he was showing off. Normally, only combat beast emperors could walk in the air. There weren't many half-step combat beast emperors like Yu Zhongtian and Yu Bingyu who could walk in the air for a short distance. Seeing Yu Zhongtian and Yu Bingyu's stunning entrance, the ring-shaped spectator stands went into an uproar. Their stunning strength had conquered almost everyone present. Just as everyone's eyes were on the two geniuses of the Yu family, a strange shadow appeared in the sky. It was like a rainbow that landed on the stage. Shadow Dao Will, Second Heavens. Seeing that the shadow in the sky was formed by 20 Shadow Dao patterns, the Western Devil Sect's disciples' enthusiasm was completely ignited. They all shouted excitedly. Su Mingwei, you were able to reach this stage as a second-rank Reverse Beast King. It really exceeded my expectations. Right, I heard that you even rejected the Third Elder's offer to become a disciple. You really are an unpredictable person. Yu Bingyu was wearing a dark green martial robe. She had a sexy figure and a wild beauty. She opened her moist lips slightly and spoke without a trace of emotion. What are you trying to say? Yi Qinfeng had his hands behind his back. He looked at Yu Bingyu's charming face and asked in a low voice. What I want to say is that you should be satisfied with being in the top 4. Don't have any extravagant hopes, Yu Bingyu said calmly. Extravagant hope. The corners of Yi Qinfeng's mouth curled up into a smile. That's exactly what I wanted to say. It seems like you still haven't given up. Since that's the case, I will use my strength to let you know how big the gap between us is. As she spoke, an ice luan emitting cold qi floated out of Yu Bingyu's body. The instant the ice luan appeared, her strength also rose steadily. She was only a step away from becoming a first-rank combat beast emperor. Okay, I'll wait. Yi Qinfeng took a deep breath. The power of the 4 spiritual pearls erupted. In an instant, Yi Qinfeng's physical strength reached 5 million jin. The terrifying pressure caused the air around him to violently churn. Whoosh! An ear-piercing sound rang out. In the blink of an eye, Yi Qinfeng and Yu Bingyu moved at the same time. They burst forth with their full strength and launched a fatal attack. Mobile reading site, book address. To make it easier for you to read this book next time, you can click the Save button at the bottom to record this book. You will be able to see it the next time you open your bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 571. Heaven Dance Devil Art. Just as the two of them were about to clash, a huge devil shadow appeared behind Yu Bingyu. It swept up an overflowing devil aura and attacked Yi Qinfeng. Soul-suppressing tablet. As the terrifying devil shadow closed in, Yi Qinfeng quickly blasted out a fist. Billowing soul power and 5 million kilograms of strength gathered together, forming a huge hand that was holding onto the soul-suppressing tablet. It blasted onto the devil shadow at close range. The powerful attack forcefully blocked the devil shadow's attack. Dao Intent of Ice, Ice Seal. The devil shadow was blocked. 20 ice Dao patterns appeared on Yu Bingyu's body and formed an extremely cold aura that froze Yi Qinfeng's body. Kacha, after suffering the attack of the 20 ice Dao patterns, large amounts of ice started to spread on Yi Chunfeng's body at a visible speed, freezing his body. It's over. After freezing Yi Chunfeng's body, Yu Bingyu's mouth curved up slightly. A 6 feet and 6 inches long high-grade heaven sword with a huge gem embedded on the hilt appeared in her hand. She pierced it towards Yi Chunfeng's chest like a hot knife through butter. She wanted to pierce through his body and end the battle. Black flames heaven fire melt. At the crucial moment, the black flames heaven fire filled Yi Chunfeng's body. The scorching energy quickly melted the ice on his body. However, Yu Bingyu's sword was too fast. When Yi Chunfeng melted the ice, the high-grade heaven sword in Yu Bingyu's hand had already pierced into his chest. Just as everyone felt pity for Yi Chunfeng and thought that he was going to lose miserably to Yu Bingyu, a strange scene occurred. When the high-grade heaven sword in Yu Bingyu's hand pierced into Yi Chunfeng's body, it was unable to pierce into his body. His entire body was like a piece of black iron that was impregnable and indestructible. Illusion Dao intent of the four-layered heaven, confusion. When Yu Bingyu revealed an astonished expression for the first time, Yi Chunfeng's eyes that were as deep as the sea shot out 40 illusion Dao patterns and poured into Yu Bingyu's eyes, confusing her mind and consciousness. Even though Yu Bingyu had a rare treasure for soul-spirit defense, her mind still showed a trace of sluggishness when she was suddenly attacked by 40 illusion Dao patterns. Seizing this fleeting opportunity, Yi Chunfeng blasted out the profound underworld extreme way, bombarding Yu Bingyu at close range. Boom! Yu Bingyu was hit by the extreme profound underworld Dao head-on. Her defenses were shattered after 3 breaths of time. The terrifying extreme profound force slammed into her body, deforming her celestial artifact battle armor. The powerful force forced her to retreat. A stream of blood flowed from the corner of her mouth. Yes, Bingyu is injured. Yu Zhongtian, who had used his full strength and 2 Dao intents to fight Mo Wuang, discovered that Yu Bingyu had been injured by Yi Chunfeng. His expression froze, revealing a look of disbelief. While he was distracted, Mo Wuang seized the opportunity. The black wheel of death and myriad transformations Black Lotus simultaneously split from his body and attacked Yu Zhongtian. He wanted to injure him and gain the upper hand. Rumble! Yu Zhongtian, who had recovered from his shock, repeatedly blasted out destructive fist lights, shattering the black wheel of death. However, at this time, the myriad transformations Black Lotus, which was filled with destructive energy, exploded. The terrifying destructive energy was like a giant mouth that directly swallowed Yu Zhongtian. Blood-refining devil blade. Yu Zhongtian was swallowed by the destructive storm. Mo Wuang wielded a high-grade celestial artifact pitch-black devil blade and slashed out a scarlet-red blade that seemed to have come from hell. It slashed towards Yu Zhongtian, who was in the center of the destructive storm. At this time, a towering devil shadow appeared, carrying a shocking amount of devil chi as it slammed into the blood-refining devil blade. Relying on its shocking strength, it forcibly broke the blood-refining devil blade. Dance of the Heavens Devil Technique, Dance of the Heavens and Shadow. In the next moment, the devil shadow that had emerged from Yu Zhongtian's body transformed into a crescent arc that cut through the chaotic space and slashed towards Mo Wuang. It interrupted his continuous attacks and fiercely fought with him. Yu Zhongtian and Mo Wuang both used their Dao skills and fought fiercely. Yi Chunfeng and Yu Bingyu also fought fiercely. Their swift shadows intertwined and became indistinguishable from each other. After experiencing the terror of the 4th-level illusion Dao intent, Yu Bingyu did not dare to be careless. She borrowed the power of a rare treasure to protect her soul and used the Dance of the Heavens Devil Technique to create all sorts of offensive Dao shadows to attack Yi Chunfeng. However, Yi Chunfeng's physical body was comparable to a high-grade celestial artifact. It was incomparably powerful. The Dance of the Heavens Devil Technique's various Dao shadows could only lightly injure him. They were unable to harm his body at all. And what kind of physique is this? Why is his physical body's defense so terrifying? The more Yu Bingyu attacked, the more shocked she became. She discovered that Yi Chunfeng was far more difficult to deal with than she had imagined. His physical body, which was comparable to a high-grade celestial artifact, gave her a headache. Heavens, that Su Mingwei is truly a monster. How did he refine such a powerful physical body? Perhaps he can really create another miracle and defeat Yu Bingyu to advance to the finals. After witnessing Yi Chunfeng's terrifying physical defense, many people began to support him. However, the two Yu family elders' expressions turned gloomy at this moment. If Yu Bingyu really lost to Yi Chunfeng, who was a second-level reverse beast king, they would lose face. Ghost God Claw. Yu Bingyu's relentless attacks were fruitless. She gradually lost her patience and used the Yu family's mid-grade Dao skill. The soul power gushing out of her body converged into a scarlet ghost claw that tore through the void and grabbed towards Yi Chunfeng with incomparable sharpness. Third-level sword Dao Intent, Tai Sword Art. As the ghost god claw attacked, 30 sword Dao patterns immediately gushed out of Yi Chunfeng's body and gathered in the broken Deity sword. He slashed out a sword light that resembled a stream of light and struck the ghost god claw. The Tai Sword Art's grade might be far inferior to the Ghost God Claw, but the 30 sword Dao patterns greatly increased the Tai Sword Art's offensive power. The two powerful attacks fiercely clashed in midair for 3 breaths of time. Yi Chunfeng's Tai Sword Art was shattered, but the Ghost God Claw's offensive power was also reduced by more than half. It was unable to cause any damage to Yi Chunfeng. 4th level of the Illusory Dao Insight, 3rd level of the Sword Dao Insight. When did such a world-shocking monster appear in our western continent? Seeing that Yi Chunfeng had just raised his Sword Dao Intent to the 3rd level Sword Dao Intent, the gloomy Demon Dao practitioner revealed a shocked expression. He might be unwilling, but the Demon Dao practitioner had to admit that Yi Chunfeng was indeed more outstanding than He Shituji. Even if He Shituji performed exceptionally, it would still be very difficult for him to defeat Yi Chunfeng. Su Mingwei, you are surprising me more and more. With your talent, even in my Yu family, you are at the pinnacle. However, the victor of this match will definitely be me. As she spoke, Yu Bingyu increased the circulation speed of her Heaven Dance Demon art to the peak. She continued to form attack Dao shadows and attacked Yi Chunfeng ferociously. She wanted to use her advantage in cultivation level to exhaust Yi Chunfeng's soul power and defeat him. Yu Bingyu might have a good idea, but Yi Chunfeng's foundation was even deeper than hers. When facing the attacks of the Heaven Dance Demon art, Yi Chunfeng didn't back off. He wielded the broken Deity sword and counterattacked ferociously. These two intense matches made the spectators in the spectators' stand cry out in satisfaction. These two exciting semifinals were destined to be spread far and wide. Bloodline Ignition. Even after increasing the circulation speed of her Heaven Dance Demon art to the peak, she was still unable to heavily injure Yi Chunfeng. Left with no choice, the solemn Yu Bingyu ignited her spiritual beast's bloodline and forcefully raised her strength. As a large amount of blood energy was released from her tall and slender body, Yu Bingyu instantly possessed the strength of a rank 1 combat beast emperor. The terrifying soul power and suffocating strength made Yi Chunfeng reveal a trace of seriousness. He knew that Yu Bingyu was about to unleash a series of fatal attacks. He would also have to use his trump card. Mobile reading website, book address. For the convenience of your next reading, you can click on the bookmark button at the bottom to record your reading record. You will be able to see it the next time you open your bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 572. Heavenly Demon Dance. Yu Bingyu, who had reached the level of a level 1 combat beast emperor, activated the Dance of the Heavens demonic art once again. A towering demonic figure appeared, holding a heavy demonic weapon, and slashed towards Yi Chunfeng. As expected, The heavenly demon dance's power has increased. Sensing that the heavenly demon dance had increased several times along with Yu Bingyu's strength, Yi Chunfeng took a deep breath and ignited his divine demon bloodline without hesitation, increasing his physical strength to 15 million jin. Soul-suppressing tablet. Yi Chunfeng roared. Rolling power surged into his right arm, instantly turning into a huge hand holding the soul-suppressing tablet. With unparalleled explosive power, it bombarded the dancing sky demonic shadow, which was full of murderous intent. Boom! Taking the soul-suppressing tablet's attack head-on, the heavenly demon dance trembled violently. The demonic shadows around him exploded continuously, forcibly shaking him. What? 15 million jin of strength? The experts from various major powers had been releasing their soul power to observe the two exciting matches. When they felt Yi Chunfeng's sudden increase in physical strength, they were all shocked. Even He Tuji was stunned. He could not accept that he was unable to force out Yi Chunfeng's true strength. His arrogant heart suffered a heavy blow. You're giving me more and more surprises, but this won't change the outcome. As she spoke, Yu Bingyu continued to use the heavenly demon dance to pressure Yi Chunfeng. The heavenly demon dance with demonic flames ferociously attacked Yi Chunfeng, wanting to suppress him. Facing the tide-like attacks of the heavenly dance demonic art, Yi Chunfeng did not show any weakness. He exploded out with 15 million jin of force and continuously blasted out the soul-suppressing monument, shaking the heavenly dance demonic shadow. Coiling dragon leg. Yu Bingyu realized that the dance of the heavens demonic art was unable to suppress Yi Chunfeng. Her tall and slender body swayed slightly and appeared above Yi Chunfeng's head. Her slender legs danced like a long dragon, interweaving a large number of leg shadows and attacking Yi Chunfeng. Boom boom boom. Facing Yu Bingyu's coiling dragon leg, Yi Chunfeng split his attention. One hand erupted with 15 million jin of strength to shake the heavenly demon dance, while the other blocked Yu Bingyu's unpredictable leg attacks. Go back! Whoosh! Yu Bingyu's special martial arts robe was also torn apart by Yi Chunfeng's fiery fist, revealing her long and straight legs. Although Yu Bingyu's appearance was not as stunning as Yu Nichang's, her tall and sexy figure revealed a wild beauty. Especially her long and slender legs, they were especially enchanting. Looking at her exposed legs, some lecherous people's eyes immediately lit up with desire, greedily staring at her thighs that had no excess fat. This energy, why does it feel so familiar to Su Mingwei? Emo Qianli, Guyu, and the rest raised their brows when they sensed that Yi Chunfeng had used the black skyfire to force Yu Bingyu back. Who is he? Why do I feel like I've seen him before? Emo Qianli's deep eyes stared at Yi Chunfeng, wanting to see through him. However, Yi Chunfeng had cultivated his illusion Dao intent to the fourth heavenly layer. Not to mention him, even Emo Fengyun could not see through his true identity. Heavenly dance devil art, heavenly dance shadow. Yu Bingyu looked at her exposed right leg and frowned slightly. The devil shadow behind her turned into a crescent and split the space, leaving a deep scar in midair as it slashed towards Yi Chunfeng. Emperor Heavenly Sword Art, King's Sword. The crescent moon-like devil shadow attacked, and 30 sword Dao patterns gushed out from Yi Chunfeng's body. The god-engulfing brain quickly deduced the Emperor Heavenly Sword Art. A divine sword that was filled with the aura of a king slashed out, slicing through all obstacles and slashing onto the crescent moon shadow. Boom! The moment the two Dao skills clashed, there was a shocking explosion. Dense water ripples appeared in the air, and the entire space was in chaos. At this moment, Yu Bingyu exerted strength in her legs and rushed into the destructive storm. Her terrifying speed directly sliced a hole in the storm as she executed the coiling dragon leg to continue attacking Yi Chunfeng. Swish! 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 Yu Bingyu's body spun rapidly, and her slender legs were constantly changing. She executed 81 kicks in a row, each aimed at Yi Chunfeng's vital points, forcing Yi Chunfeng to retreat continuously. Mystic Underworld Extreme Dao. Seeing that Yi Chunfeng was forced to the edge of the arena by Yu Bingyu's tide-like leg shadows, the Illusion Dao pattern, Fire Dao pattern, and Sword Dao pattern were released and turned into the Mystic Underworld Extreme Dao pattern, which blasted onto the coiling dragon leg shadows at close range. Boom! 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 There was a series of explosions as Yu Bingyu's coiling dragon leg shadows were broken. Large amounts of energy ripples fluctuated, and ripples appeared in the space. Just as Yi Chunfeng was pushed back by the powerful recoil and stepped onto the edge of the arena, Yu Bingyu relied on her powerful strength to resist the impact of the sitting wave. She swiftly executed a kick and attacked Yi Chunfeng's chest. She wanted to force him out of the arena and lose the match. Ha! Seeing that Yu Bingyu's right leg was flowing with two great Dao intents, Yi Chunfeng burst out with a yell. 2 Heaven Dao patterns and 15 million pounds of force were poured into his right fist. He blasted out a fist light that could shatter the sky and ruthlessly smashed onto Yu Bingyu's right leg. Boom! As the fist and leg collided, a destructive force burst out. What? Yu Bingyu's expression changed when she sensed that her leg shadows were shattered by Yi Chunfeng's fist. She completely lost control of her body and flew backward. Just as she flew backward, Yi Chunfeng's hand, which was filled with 15 million pounds of force, penetrated the space and grabbed onto her flawless, perfectly curvaceous body. In the next moment, Yi Chunfeng's body burst out with astonishing strength again. He grabbed onto the moment Yu Bingyu lost control of her body and ruthlessly smashed her tall and slender body onto the tough arena. Boom! The arena resounded with a deafening collision. Yu Bingyu's body, which had lost control, crashed heavily onto the ground. A stream of blood flowed from the corner of her mouth. Heavens, Yu Bingyu is injured. She was actually injured by Su Mingwei. Is this Su Mingwei a god that descended from the heavens? How many more miracles can he create? Seeing that Yu Bingyu was ruthlessly smashed to the ground by Yi Chunfeng, the noisy arena was filled with gasps. And Yu Zhongtian, who had formed a demonic shadow and unleashed a powerful attack to suppress Mo Wuang, saw that Yu Bingyu had been injured by Yi Chunfeng. His face instantly turned gloomy. Great demon slaying dragon blade. While Yu Zhongtian was distracted by Yu Bingyu's injury, Mo Wuang immediately counterattacked. Dark Dao patterns gushed out of his body and fused into the pitch-black demonic saber in his hand. He slashed out a demonic saber light that resembled a demonic dragon and slashed towards Yu Zhongtian. Earth Dao pattern, earth-splitting spear. Yu Zhongtian, who had regained his senses, quickly thrust out his spear. The spear light, which was filled with Earth Dao intent, struck the demonic dragon saber slash and neutralized Mo Wuang's attack. Following that, the two of them once again unleashed their Dao skills and engaged in a fierce battle. The battle grew more and more intense, and it became more and more intense. The terrifying attacks shattered the energy barrier around the entire battle arena, and cracks appeared on the tough battle arena. Just as Yu Zhongtian had no time to pay attention to Yu Bingyu and was fighting fiercely with Mo Wuang, Yi Chunfeng didn't give Yu Bingyu any chance to catch her breath. He continued to attack her, wanting to defeat her in one fell swoop and plunder more dragon aura to strengthen the two-headed Blood Dragon King. Saturday, I posted a picture of White Scare, like looking at a friend's public number, YLTY83, // remember the URL. Sanwu Chinese Network. Chapter 573. Dao Intent of Ice, Icebound Heaven and Earth. Yi Chunfeng brought along a shocking physical pressure. Yu Bingyu took a deep breath and suppressed her restless blood essence. 25 Dao patterns of ice surged out of her body and attacked Yi Chunfeng, instantly freezing his legs. Black heavenly flames melt. The moment his legs were frozen by the Dao intent of ice, Yi Chunfeng exploded with 5 million kilograms of strength. The black heavenly flames melted into his legs and shattered the ice. His speed did not decrease as he attacked Yu Bingyu. Tai Sword Art. 30 sword Dao patterns shot out of his body and pierced through Yu Bingyu's body with ear-piercing sounds. Eternal Silence Millstone. At the crucial moment, Yu Bingyu executed her killer move. Boundless soul power surged out of her body and condensed into a millstone that was filled with the power of nirvanic extermination above her head. It crushed the void and went against the 30 Tai sword lights. The moment Yu Bingyu executed the Eternal Silence Millstone, more than half of her soul power was sucked out. Her body showed signs of exhaustion as her face turned pale. TSK. 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 Under the Eternal Silence Millstone's crushing force, the 30 Tai sword lights were immediately crushed. The spatial zone was distorted by the Eternal Silence Millstone's rotation. The Yu family is indeed a rank 8 saint land. Their inheritance is indeed terrifying. Seeing the Eternal Silence Millstone that was distorting the spatial zone, Yi Qinfeng's expression changed slightly. He continued to explode with 5 million kilograms of strength and blasted out soul-suppressing monuments. He attacked the Eternal Silence Millstone and wanted to shatter it. However, the Eternal Silence Millstone was one of the strongest Dao techniques of the Yu family. It was also infused with more than half of Yu Bingyu's soul power. Its power was extremely terrifying. Yi Qinfeng's superior-grade heavenly skill, soul-suppressing monuments, could not even shake it. Emperor Heavenly Sword Art King's Sword. Without a choice, Yi Qinfeng could only take the risk and execute the Emperor Heavenly Sword Art that he was not familiar with yet. He slashed out the King's Sword at close range and slashed at the Eternal Silence Millstone. Kachacha, at the instant the two great Dao skills clashed, waves of destructive power gushed out from the silent millstone, shattering the King's Sword. It passed through the broken sword of Deity and into Yi Qinfeng's arms, causing the muscles on his arms to rupture. Fresh blood spurted out and his body kept on retreating. If not for the fact that Yi Qinfeng's physical body was comparable to a high-grade heaven artifact, the destructive power released by the millstone would have been enough to crush his physical body. 15 million gene of force explode. Faintly unable to withstand the attacks of the silent millstone, Yi Qinfeng ignited his god-demon bloodline once again, increasing his physical strength to 15 million gene. He channeled it into the broken Tian sword and bombarded the silent millstone, wanting to shatter it forcefully. It's over. You lost. Just as Yi Qinfeng was about to explode with shocking power and shatter the millstone, Yu Bingyu quickly swallowed a heaven-rank soul pill and leaped into the air. She launched a fatal blow at Yi Qinfeng, intending to injure him and end the battle. Heavenly Dao Pattern Break. At the critical moment, 10 heavenly Dao patterns passed through Yi Qinfeng's palm and blasted into the silent millstone. The terrifying heavenly Dao prowess crushed the silent millstone easily and distorted the space. Coiling Dragon Legs. When the silent millstone was blasted apart by the heavenly Dao pattern, Yu Bingyu's slender legs twisted like a coiling dragon and wrapped around Yi Qinfeng's neck. She wanted to take advantage of the momentum to break Yi Qinfeng's neck. Enduring the power of distortion that erupted from Yu Bingyu's legs, Yi Qinfeng instinctively extended his finger and pierced forward with lightning speed. He broke through Yu Bingyu's defenses like a hot knife through butter and coincidentally stabbed between her legs. In the next moment, a painful electric current spread throughout Yu Bingyu's body, causing her body to stiffen. Her pale face was filled with an intoxicating blush. Seizing the opportunity when Yu Bingyu's body stiffened and was in unbearable pain, Yi Qinfeng suddenly exerted strength and flung Yu Bingyu, who was wrapped around his neck, away. She fell heavily on the ground. You are despicable. Feeling the tearing and numbness between her legs, Yu Bingyu, whose face was flushed red, looked at Yi Qinfeng with eyes that were spewing fire. She wished she could cut him into pieces. That was just an accident. I did not mean it. Yi Qinfeng looked at the bashful Yu Bingyu, who had fallen into madness, and slowly explained. I will kill you. Yu Bingyu was so angry that her lungs were about to explode. As the proud daughter of the Yu family, when had she ever suffered such humiliation? Furthermore, it was in front of everyone's eyes. This made her lose her rationality. Ignoring the weakness of her body, she launched a fierce attack at Yi Chunfeng. Yi Chunfeng did not show any weakness. He erupted with 15 million gene of strength and fiercely counterattacked, fiercely clashing with Yu Bingyu. Not good, Bingyu's martial heart has been affected. If she can't regain her calm, she might lose this match. Seeing Yu Bingyu crazily attacking without regard for anything, Yu Qinyuan's expression sank. That Su Mingwei is too despicable. He actually used such a method to disturb Bingyu's martial heart. Once the Longyuan martial competition ends, I will not forgive him. The Yu family's fourth elder, Yu Hong, who had seen the scene just now, thought that Yi Chunfeng had done it on purpose. Flames of fury burned in her heart as she gnashed her teeth. Boom! Boom! Yi Chunfeng and Yu Bingyu's crazy attacks caused muffled thunderous sounds to ring out. Powerful waves of qi surged out in all directions. Because the two of them were fighting too quickly, people could only see illusory shadows. Fist after fist, the two of them were completely enveloped by a dense barrage of fist images. At the same time, Yu Zhongtian and Mo Wuang's battle had reached its climax. The two of them were constantly using their trump cards, fiercely attacking each other. A terrifying destructive energy filled the martial stage, as if the end of the world had arrived. Too exciting, I've never seen such an exciting battle. Yeah, although I didn't get a ranking in this martial competition, being able to see such an exciting battle is enough for me to brag about. Just as Yi Chunfeng and the other three were getting faster and braver as they fought, the roars of dragons suddenly rang out from the 8 arenas in the center of the arena. The draconic qi hidden in the arenas was awakened by the powerful strength of the 4. It was as if 8 divine dragons were dancing in the air. In an instant, the entire martial stage was filled with dragon qi. He Shituji, Luo Mo, and the others who had lost their matches took this opportunity to control the dragon patterns on their foreheads to crazily devour the dragon qi, strengthening their bodies. 8 dragons soaring heavens, dragon abyss will appear. Mo Qianli looked at the 8 divine dragons dancing in the air above the martial stage and fell into a state of excitement. This kind of phenomenon indicated that the dragon abyss, which hadn't appeared for tens of thousands of years, was about to appear. Mo Wuang, let's settle this in one move. Looking at the 8 divine dragons above his head and feeling the surging dragon qi, Yu Zhongtian took a deep breath and suppressed his surging blood qi. He used his ultimate move to attack Mo Wuang. Eternal Silence Millstone. A millstone filled with the power of death appeared above Yu Zhongtian's head and sucked away 2/3 of his soul energy. It crushed the void and smashed towards the solemn Mo Wuang. 10 directions Heavenly Devil Slash. Mo Wuang instantly executed his strongest move to meet the eternal silent millstone with his full strength. As his saber slashed down, the cross-shaped demonic slash split apart the void as it slammed into the eternal silent millstone, causing boundless shockwaves to surge out. Ing. Just as Yu Zhongtian and Mo Wuang were about to clash with their strongest attacks to determine the victor, the dragon qi below the stage was awakened once again, fusing into the 8 divine dragons that were dancing in the air. After merging with the vast dragon qi, the 8 divine dragons let out deafening dragon roars and suddenly disappeared into a spacious square in the martial stage. The next moment, the entire arena started to tremble. A huge crack appeared, revealing a mysterious space in the ground that was filled with layers of restrictions and dragon qi. This mysterious space was the dragon abyss, which had disappeared for tens of thousands of years and was the greatest secret of Dragon Abyss Holy City. Mobile reading site, book address. To make it easier for you to read this book next time, you can click on the save button at the bottom to record this book. You will be able to see it the next time you open your bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 574. Dragon Abyss. The Dragon Abyss has finally appeared. Mo Qianli, Gu Yu, Yu Hong, and the others all stood up when they saw the bottomless abyss that was emitting boundless dragon qi and restriction energy. They were all excited as they looked over. As for Yi Chenfeng's group of 4, who were about to reach the climax of their battle, they all stopped and looked over because of the dragon abyss's appearance. What are you all waiting for? Hurry up and enter the dragon abyss to fight for the great opportunity. It was unknown who shouted, but the geniuses who had just plundered a lot of dragon qi rushed into the dragon abyss. They wanted to rush in and fight for the great opportunity inside. Scram! At this time, Yu Qinyuan and Yu Hong appeared at the entrance of the dragon abyss. They released a powerful soul power that was like a surging tide. It bombarded the incoming geniuses of the various factions and directly sent them flying. Elder Yu, what is the meaning of this? Does your Yu family want to monopolize the dragon abyss's opportunity? Seeing Yu Qinyuan and Yu Hong blocking the entrance of the dragon abyss, the Black Evil Grotto's sect master, the Black Wind Evil King, asked in a low voice. Elder Yu naturally won't monopolize the dragon abyss's opportunity. But to avoid any accidents, it's best if you don't go in. Otherwise, the geniuses you've spent so much effort to nurture will be buried inside. Mo Qianli brought a group of Western Devil Sects experts to the entrance of the dragon abyss. He stood beside Yu Qinyuan and the others and coldly said, Elder Mo is right. Although the dragon abyss contains great opportunities, it is also accompanied by great risk. In order to avoid unnecessary casualties, it's best if the 4 powers disciples enter and explore. At this time, the Dark Shadow Tower and the Yu family's experts also arrived at the entrance of the dragon abyss. They directly sealed the entrance that was gushing with dragon qi. What? Even Ai's disciples can't enter? Demon Dao's expression turned ugly when he saw that the Yu family, Western Devil Sect, Dark Shadow Tower, and Yu family wanted to monopolize the dragon abyss's opportunity. He stepped on the void and coldly said, Senior Mo's disciples can naturally enter the dragon abyss, but some people can't. As he spoke, Mo Qianli's gaze drifted to Yi Chenfeng, who was standing in the arena and was about to win and enter the finals. As for Yu Qinyuan, he immediately cast his gaze towards Yi Chenfeng, as if telling him that it was a foolish decision to refuse to acknowledge him as his master. Haha, your Western Devil Sect is really good at scheming. You borrowed so many people's strength to awaken the strongest dragon qi in the Dragon Lake Holy City, opening the dragon abyss that hasn't appeared for tens of thousands of years. But you don't want to let us in. Are you not afraid of the wrath of the heavens? Yi Chenfeng laughed loudly and criticized in front of everyone, intentionally provoking the hearts of the various great powers to rebel. My Western Devil Sect is the heavens of the Western continent. Who dares to condemn us? Mo Qianli sneered and said in an overbearing manner. Did everyone see that? The Western Devil Sect is playing us like monkeys. Once we are no longer useful, they will kick us away. Yi Chenfeng continued to criticize. Su Mingwei, do you really think that I don't dare to kill you? If you continue to be presumptuous and challenge my patience, I don't mind killing you. When Mo Qianli saw that Yi Chenfeng was continuously provoking the experts of the various great powers, intentionally provoking the flames in their hearts, his eyes emitted dense killing intent as he stared at Yi Chenfeng and coldly warned him. Haha, I'm standing right here. Let's see how you're going to kill me. Yi Chenfeng quickly drank a mouthful of the water of heavenly fate and stood in the arena, laughing arrogantly. Mingwei, stop fooling around. Why aren't you here yet? Shui Yorua didn't expect that Yi Chenfeng would be so bold as to openly provoke Mo Qianli. She was so frightened that her face turned pale as she shouted loudly. However, Yi Chenfeng ignored her. He slowly raised the broken Tian sword and pointed it at Mo Qianli. Mo Qianli was so angry that his face turned ashen and his body trembled. Since you're courting death, I'll fulfill your wish. Mo Qianli didn't think that Yi Chenfeng would dare to challenge his authority in front of everyone. A surge of anger erupted from his body. His body flashed slightly and turned into an afterimage. He appeared on the stage and launched a tidal wave of attacks at Yi Chunfeng. This Su Mingwei is too bold. Does he really think that he can fight against a true combat beast emperor just by suppressing the prodigy of the Yu family? Sigh, openly provoking Elder Mo. This Su Mingwei is really courting death. What a pity for his talent. So what if he's talented? If he's not smart enough, he's destined to die young. Seeing Mo Qianli attacking Yi Chunfeng with murderous intent, many people rejoiced in Mo Qianli's misfortune. There were also many people who felt pity. However, no one thought that Yi Chunfeng had the strength to fight against Mo Qianli. Master, what should we do? How can we persuade Elder Mo to let Mingwei go? Seeing Yi Chunfeng and Mo Qianli fighting intensely, Shui Yoruo was burning with anxiety. She anxiously asked Shui Honghen, who had a grave expression on her face. Yoruo, I think you've lost your mind. You're still thinking of saving him at this time. Do you know the consequences of this matter? We should be thinking of how to cut off our relationship with him now. Shui Honghen could feel the severity of the situation. If Mo Qianli were to vent his anger on the profound underworld sect because of Yi Chunfeng, it would bring a devastating disaster to the profound underworld sect. Die! 100 Battles Blood Shadow. Mo Qianli unleashed a powerful attack to suppress Yi Chunfeng. He executed his ultimate move. Blood shadows split out from his body and attacked Yi Chunfeng in different forms. Third Heaven of Sword Dao Intent, Flaming Dragon World. Facing Mo Qianli's Dao skill attack, Yi Chunfeng didn't dare to be careless. 30 sword Dao patterns gushed out and turned into 9 flaming dragons that were baring their fangs and brandishing their claws. They revolved around his body and shattered the blood shadows. And this move is so familiar. Seeing Yi Chunfeng's flame dragon annihilation, Mo Qianli's expression froze, revealing a look of deep astonishment. Mo Qianli wasn't the only one who recognized the flaming dragon world. Gu Yu and Yu Hong, who had fought with Yi Chunfeng before, also recognized this move and revealed looks of disbelief. Could it be him? A figure appeared in Mo Qianli and the others' minds at the same time. However, they quickly rejected this guess. They felt that this guess was too crazy and unimaginable. Flying Immortal Sword. While Mo Qianli was still in shock, Yi Chunfeng executed the Flaming Dragon World to block the 100 Battles Blood Shadows attack. Subsequently, a large amount of soul power, 5 million kilograms of strength, and sword Dao patterns fused into the Deity Remnant Sword. A sword shadow that seemed to come from beyond the heavens shot out and tore through the void towards Mo Qianli, forcing him to retreat. You, who exactly are you? Mo Qianli widened his eyes and stared at Yi Chunfeng with a vicious expression as he questioned. Who do you think I am? Yi Chunfeng smirked and didn't hesitate to ignite his dragon bloodline, which instantly increased his strength. He took the initiative to attack Mo Qianli while everyone was in a daze. When they saw that Yi Chunfeng wasn't killed by Mo Qianli and even took the initiative to counterattack, all the experts hiding in the distance felt as though they were going crazy. They felt that the scene in front of them was too unbelievable and felt as though they were in a dream. Mobile reading website, book address. For the convenience of your next reading, you can click on the Save button at the bottom to record this reading. You will be able to see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 575. 7 Swords of Judgment, Sun Eclipse. A crimson-red light sword that was like the scorching sun split off from the broken Emperor Sky Sword, bringing with it a sword might that could destroy everything. It was as if the sea was overturning the heavens and earth as it slashed towards Mo Qianli. Blood-smelting devil saber. Mo Qianli decisively took out the high-grade heaven-grade illusory void saber he had obtained in the ethereal immortal realm and slashed out a blood-red saber shadow. Relying on his absolute strength, he blocked the attack. Yi Chunfeng, it's really you. Although Mo Qianli still couldn't believe it, after witnessing Yi Chunfeng's 7 swords of judgment, he was basically sure that the person in front of him wasn't Su Mingwei, but Yi Chunfeng's impersonation. Yes, it's me. Yi Chunfeng replied domineeringly. The illusion Dao intent gradually disappeared, revealing his true face. This Su Mingwei is a fake. Who is he? Looking at the real Su Mingwei, Shui Yurua fell into a state of shock. She had never dreamt that the Su Mingwei that she wanted to conquer was actually an impostor. She finally understood why Su Mingwei would reject her repeated offers of her body. Despicable thief, I will never let you go. Shui Yurua felt like she was being played like a monkey. She gritted her teeth and looked at Yi Chunfeng. She shouted, Grand Elder Mo, this person's soul has a soul imprint. As long as I detonate it, his soul will definitely be severely injured. Then what are you waiting for? Hurry up and detonate it. Mo Qianli had used the great opportunity in the ethereal immortal realm to break through the shackles of his cultivation realm and reach the rank 1 combat beast emperor realm. However, when he thought of how Yi Chunfeng fought Mo Fengyun, Mo Qianli still felt a little weak. He shouted at Shui Yuru. You can go and die. Hearing Mo Qianli's order, Shui Yurua's eyes revealed a trace of ruthlessness. She used a secret technique to detonate the soul imprint in Yi Chunfeng's mind, wanting to tear his soul and make him lose his ability to fight. However, no matter how many times Shui Yurua tried, she could not detonate the soul mark in Yi Chunfeng's mind. Shui Yurua was in disbelief as her mind went blank. Shui Yurua, do you really think that a mere soul imprint can pose a threat to me? Yi Chunfeng looked at Shui Yurua coldly and said emotionlessly, how did you do it? Shui Yurua turned pale as she looked at Yi Chunfeng. Yi Chunfeng's means were completely beyond her imagination. She instinctively felt fear in her heart. You want to control me with your little tricks? You are too naive. Yi Chunfeng sneered as he looked at Shui Yurua coldly. Could it be that you were the one who dug out the tree demon's heart and killed the great guardian Mo? Shui Yurua suddenly thought of something and felt more and more terrified. Trash. Mo Qianli glanced coldly at the dumbstruck Shui Yurua. He held the upper-grade heaven artifact, the illusory void saber, and slashed out many illusory saber shadows. They were all aimed at Yi Chunfeng. Roar! Roar! Mo Qianli slashed at Yi Chunfeng with all his strength. A high-pitched dragon roar was heard from Yi Chunfeng's body. A double-headed blood dragon king with a body length of 5,000 meters emerged from Yi Chunfeng's body. It released a terrifying dragon roar and attacked Mo Qianli. The double-headed blood dragon king had become even more terrifying after fusing with a large amount of dragon aura. The sound waves it released contained a wisp of divine beast aura, which blocked the overlapping saber shadows of Mo Qianli. Dragon. His spiritual beast is actually a double-headed blood dragon. Seeing Yi Chunfeng's spiritual beast, the experts of the major forces who had retreated to the distance were all dumbfounded. A wisp of fear from the deepest part of their souls took over their bodies. Even the 3 geniuses, Yu Zhongtian, Yu Bingyu, and Mo Wuang, were shocked. They did not expect Yi Chunfeng to have a top-grade spiritual beast. Could it be that he was hiding his strength when he fought with me just now? Yu Bingyu's proud heart suffered a blow. She looked at Yi Chunfeng with cold and angry eyes. She could accept being defeated, but she could not accept being looked down upon. I will never let you go. Yu Bingyu gritted her teeth and muttered in her heart. She quickly consumed a precious heaven recovery pill to recover her consumed soul power. She was ready to find another opportunity to compete with Yi Chunfeng. Beast soul form. After the double-headed blood dragon king blocked Mo Qianli's attack, Yi Chunfeng immediately fused with the double-headed blood dragon king. He burned his dragon bloodline to the greatest extent and transformed into the strongest beast soul form. A large number of blood dragon scales covered his body. 2 ferocious dragon heads appeared on his shoulders. The powerful dragon aura fused with the dragon aura drifting between heaven and earth, making people feel like their liver and guts were being torn apart. Damn! Beast soul form. He is a combat beast emperor expert. Seeing Yi Qinfeng's half-human half-dragon form, the experts of the major forces were stunned again. Many of them even cursed. Emo Qianli, I didn't kill you last time. Let's see who can save you today. After transforming into the beast soul form, Yi Qinfeng's strength surpassed the limit of a reverse beast king and reached the level of an emperor. He shouted and kept the broken emperor's sky sword into the universal mirror. He then wielded the king weapon and attacked Emo Qianli. Beast soul form. Great demon slaying dragon blade. Yi Qinfeng attacked with a powerful dragon aura. Emo Qianli did not hesitate to transform into the beast soul form. He slashed out a demonic dragon-like blade light that was entwined with the Tao of darkness. He roared and slashed at Yi Qinfeng. Sword Tao intent. 4-layered heaven, flying immortal sword. The demonic dragon-like blade light slashed over. 40 sword Tao patterns gushed out of Yi Qinfeng's body and fused into the king weapon. Boundless sword light shone brightly. A meteor-like sword light cut through the space and slashed at the great demon slaying dragon blade with incomparable sharpness. Boom! The blade light and sword light collided and exploded with boundless light. The two Tao intents fiercely repelled each other and formed a large amount of destructive power that swept over like layers of waves. 4-layered heaven sword Tao intent and 4th-layered heaven illusion Tao intent. Is that guy really human? How can a human's talent be so abnormal? Zhongtian, if we use our strongest trump card, do you think we can defeat him? Yu Bingyu originally thought that Yi Qinfeng had already reached the limit of his strength. But when she saw Yi Qinfeng transform into the beast soul form and use the 4th-layered heaven sword Tao intent, she felt powerless for the first time. She transmitted her voice to Yu Zhongtian, who was beside her. This should be enough, Yu Zhongtian said with a solemn expression, but his tone was not firm. Black flame heavenly fire, extreme ancient heavenly lightning, extreme ancient heavenly water, fuse. Wrath of divine punishment. After a head-on collision, the 3 heavenly spirits gushed out of Yi Qinfeng's body and turned into a 3-colored ball of destructive light. It was like the punishment of the heavens and earth, destroying everything and bombarding Emo Qianli, whose expression changed slightly. Boom! The wrath of divine punishment bombarded Emo Qianli's body, unleashing a destructive power that crazily shattered Emo Qianli's continuous attacks and destroyed his body's defenses. Great Sun Heavenly Fire Fist. Just as Emo Qianli was like a lone boat, trying his best to tear apart the wrath of divine punishment, Yi Qinfeng released a powerful soul force that locked onto Emo Qianli. He blasted out a fist light that was like a scorching sun into the destructive storm. Not good. Caught off guard, Emo Qianli was hit by Yi Qinfeng's celestial fire fist. The terrifying power of the will of the Wei frantically destroyed his body. Emo Qianli spat out a mouthful of blood as he was sent flying out of the destructive storm. Elder Qin Yuan, Elder Yu Hong, Senior Emo, quickly help me capture this brat. Once this matter is over, my Western Devil sect will reward you greatly. After being injured by Yi Qinfeng in public, Emo Qianli immediately sought help from the 2 beast emperors of the Yu family and the Devil Tao. Let's go. Yu Qinyuan glanced coldly at Yi Qinfeng, who had shocked him time and time again. Together with the charming Yu Hong and the Devil Tao, who was covered in devil qi, they launched an attack on Yi Qinfeng. They wanted to work together to capture Yi Qinfeng and force him to reveal the big secret on his body. Mobile reading site, book address. For the convenience of your next reading, you can click on the bookmark button at the bottom to record this reading. You will be able to see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support.